everyone, and welcome into Columbus River Dragons playoff hockey. I'm Tom Callahan, and we are here tonight at the Columbus Civic Center for Game 2 of the Continental Division Semifinal Series. The River Dragons come in with a 1-0 lead in the series after winning 2-1 on Wednesday night in Game 1 in Fraser, Michigan. It's a best-of-3 series, so the River Dragons can close it out here tonight with a victory on home ice. If not, if we go to a pivotal and deciding Game 3, that will be tomorrow night right here, same time, same place, a Saturday night game at the Columbus Civic Center. Looking back at that Game 1, it was a tightly contested game. Motor City took an early lead in that one, but the River Dragons fought back. They tied it with a second period goal by Cody Rogers, and then, with time ticking down, just under 3 minutes to go in the third period, Lane King with a centering feed to Alex Storjahan. He one-times it in past goaltender Trevor Babin, and that proved to be the margin of victory for the River Dragons in that 2-1 game. It'll be the same two goaltenders going at it head-to-head again here tonight, Brendan Colgan against Trevor Babin, so that is just one of the many storylines we're going to talk about here. Also, late in the season, that line of Storjahan, King, and Kelly got back together. They produced at the biggest time possible at the end of Game 1. Good to see those guys back on the score sheet as well. Also, assistant captain Jay Krupp with that crucial assist on the Rogers goal. We'll go back and talk about all those things. It was a game that, while it was intense, and yes, it was physical at times, didn't feature a lot of penalties. So that, I think, does favor the Columbus River Dragons if they can continue to find a way to stay out of the box, maybe try to draw a couple of penalties here tonight. We'll see. On the other hand, Motor City, the response. What are the Rockers going to bring here as they are now on the road for the last one, if not two games of this series? And it's win or go home for Motor City. They either have to win tonight, keep the series going to tomorrow's pivotal Game 3, or that's the end of the year for them. So the response has to be on the table tonight from the Rockers. Sometimes it flips the script. A lot of times it's the home team that comes out hot and heavy. Will Motor City try to come out with a big push of its own? Plenty for us to discuss here as we work our way in to game number 2 here tonight. We are the only series in Game 2. Everybody else in the FPHL is kicking it off tonight. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the Zelmo Zippin' Out of Town scoreboard here in our Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. We're also going to have a pregame chat, as we always do, with head coach Jerome Bard. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Hey, sports fans, the seasons are changing and it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. Call Air Force Heating and Air today for our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-223-1945. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet, so leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
And welcome back here to the Columbus Civic Center. Tom Callahan here with you, and we welcome you into River Dragons playoff hockey Game 2 tonight of the Continental Division Semifinal Series. As I told you, everybody else is just getting underway tonight, but the River Dragons and the Motor City Rockers already Game 1 in the books. We're getting underway at the bottom of the hour. And other games tonight, Carolina's at Port Huron, Binghamton at Watertown, Danbury at Elmira. Now we'll have an update on that Thunderbirds game a little bit later on, as they just got things going. So we'll check more towards the bottom before we get to our chat with head coach Jerome Bard to see what the story is on that game, if we have any early goals. But I'm going to be very interested to keep an eye on that other series, not only because should the River Dragons win tonight, they await the winner, but that matchup starts tonight in Port Huron, Michigan. Game 2 is tomorrow night in Carolina. So both of those teams are going to have to travel through the night and play Game 2 tomorrow. And the other thing is, Port Huron and McMorran Arena is the smallest ice sheet in the league. And Port Huron is a team that likes to stretch. They like to blow the zone. They like to try to send guys deep. And when they do, they get in behind the D. They can spring themselves for breakaways at the drop of a hat, and they like to do it. They've done it all season long. It does two things. Number one, it really ruins your defensive structure if you get caught chasing. And if you're not defensively aware, you give up the breakaways and the odd-man rushes. So that's something it'll be interesting to see how Carolina elects to defend that and goes head-to-head with Port Huron. The other thing that will also be very interesting to see here when you look at a Port Huron versus Carolina matchup is if Port Huron wins that Game 1 tonight, if it works out that way, that really puts the onus back on the Carolina Thunderbirds to come up with a couple of big games at home tonight and potentially Sunday if it comes to that. So tonight is the biggest game of the series, in my opinion, and I know that's one we're all keeping an eye on because same division. And again, if the River Dragons close it out here tonight or even tomorrow night, then they will await the winner of that particular series, and that series would take place next weekend, April 27th through 29th, for a potential Game 3. And that does not matter who the opponent is. Those are the dates either way. It's either that the River Dragons, if it's Port Huron, the River Dragons have home ice, so they'd start on the road Friday, play at home Saturday, Sunday. And on the flip side of that, if it turns out that it is Carolina that wins that series, then the River Dragons would host the first game of the series on Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday would be on the road. That's a bit of putting the cart before the horse, however. We do have at least one more game left in this series. It's a 1-0 series lead. All the games, by the way, if you're new to the FPHL, we'll take you through it a little bit here quickly, but just the playoff setup. 4 teams on either side make the playoffs. So 4 teams in the Continental Division, 4 teams in the Empire Division. You have the semifinal and the final of the division, so then you come up with a division winner. Those are best of 3 series. The final generally is a best of 3. It can be agreed upon by the 2 teams playing to stretch it to a best of 5. However, that is generally determined by geography and the team owner preferences. So default is best of 3, but it can be made a best of 5 depending on the circumstances. But all things considered equal, you expect that it'll be best of 3. And short series are difficult. You run into a hot goaltender, or one player catches fire for a single game, drops a hat trick on you, it's a completely different series. Or it could be the end of a series. It could be lights out. Or it could extend a series at the right time and give a team that didn't look like it had much life a huge shot in the arm. And that's why the playoffs are so exciting. You never know what you're going to get. Every team at this point, I think, in the playoffs can say they have quality goaltending that is capable of stealing a game, if not 2. When you have that in a short playoff series, anything can happen. So I know if you are a fan of the FPHL, or you've been at the very least following the league this year and the ups and downs of some of the teams, I know that you may think to yourself, well, does Team A really have a chance against Team B? Well, of course they do. And that's why we have to play these. Now, look, sometimes tournaments just chalk themselves out, right? You get your top seed against your top seed, and there you go. But then there's things like this year's NCAA basketball tournament, in which none of that happened. So I'm a big fan of the playoffs. I love watching it, even in the NHL right now. A lot of people wrote off a team like the Toronto Maple Leafs after they got absolutely slapped around in Game 1, but then they came out and they beat Tampa Bay pretty soundly in Game 2. So you just can't determine who's going to win by a single game or a single period. So, hey, let's play on. Let's have that playoff hockey atmosphere here tonight in Columbus. I know that folks are still snapping up those playoff tickets. We are facing off at the bottom of the hour, so if you're driving around, maybe thinking about something to do for your Friday night, come on down and join us. It's going to be a fun atmosphere here tonight. It always is for the playoffs, and it ramps up. And we saw that on Wednesday night. Looking back at that Wednesday night game, the River Dragons fell behind 1-0. They gave up a power play goal in that game. Connor Inger scoring that man advantage marker, and the River Dragons, that was in the second period. The River Dragons really had been back and forth with Motor City to that point. I think that both teams had their pushes. Motor City came out looking pretty good at home, and then the River Dragons weathered a bit of that storm. Really went to work in a puck possession type of game, and it really, I mean, it sounds simple, but looking at it, if the River Dragons are able to eliminate a lot of their mistakes and are able to play a full 60-minute effort and really focus on what they're doing, they have the ability to enforce their will and make Motor City play to their style. Motor City is one of the hardest working teams in the league. But if Columbus works hard, they have hard work and talent on their side. Not that the Rockers aren't a talented team, they're just not quite as deep. And I think that that's what the Rockers, their hard work pays off, and it allows them to go through their three lines and their 3D pair. But the River Dragons, even missing some key names, and again tonight, the River Dragons are going to have some guys out. And that's something we're going to get to here in a minute. As a matter of fact, why don't we take a break right now in our Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. When we come back, we'll tell you who's in, who's out tonight for the River Dragons, and then we'll also take a look at that Zelmo zipping out of town scoreboard. There's more coming your way in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Hey, sports fans, it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. As the official air conditioning sponsor of the Columbus River Dragons, we're excited to be able to offer you our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-813-1935. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
I love the way they all got me. That's the energy that I need. Cause let me tell you one thing about me. It only brings the best out in me.
And welcome back here on Columbus River Dragons hockey. It's the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. Tom Callahan broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box as we're getting set to go for tonight's game between the River Dragons and the Motor City Rockers. It is game 2 coming up tonight. River Dragons with a 1-0 lead in the series, and they can close it out with a victory here tonight. If Motor City wins tonight, we're back at it on Saturday night for a deciding Game 3 in the best-of-3 series. So let's go over, before we get to the River Dragons lineup changes, additions, subtractions here, let's get to our Zelmo zipping out-of-town scoreboard briefly, as there are 4 games in the NHL playoffs tonight on the quest for the Stanley Cup. Carolina Hurricanes lead that series 2-0 They are just underway against the Islanders, scoreless in the first period. Bottom of the hour, Bruins and Panthers, that series is tied at 1. At 9:30 Eastern, Stars and Wild, that series is tied at 1. And the Kings and Oilers at 10 o'clock Eastern, that series also tied at 1 game apiece. Then in the FPHL, there was only one game that started ahead of ours here this evening. That is Port Huron and Carolina. And they're just a couple of minutes into the first period, but right now showing scoreless in that one. Facing off at the bottom of the hour, Binghamton's at Watertown. And the Danbury Hat Tricks are at the Elmira Mammoth. Everyone else, tonight is Game 1. This series, it is Game 2. Taking a look at the lineup for the River Dragons, it is the same as what we saw the other night for Columbus, and that means it's going to be the River Dragons without a couple of guys up front and on defense. And that's not exactly what you want to hear necessarily, but for the River Dragons, that means no Austin Doe. The assistant captain not in the lineup here tonight. He did not travel, won't dress tonight. Means you're also without Michael Greco. Certainly you're still missing Kirk Underwood, who was done for the year, had to have surgery on his arm. And also without Eggers Ozelinch out of the lineup as well for the River Dragons here tonight. And, tip of the cap to players like Ryan Gill. Gill has done a nice job filling in defensively for this River Dragons hockey team. He's looked comfortable back there, a very heads-up player, and a guy who, you hope continues to fill that hole. Chuck Costello has played both up and back for the River Dragons as well at times. He's been spotted on the forward side. He's been on the defensive side. But the River Dragons have been able to keep, for the most part, their pairs together defensively, even though they are missing some guys due to those injuries. And I know that that's a tough one for Columbus to overcome. But right now, things looking pretty good as far as hopefully being able to get those guys back if the River Dragons are able to advance to the next round. So hopefully for Columbus, maybe a win here tonight, and that means we do move on. But if not, Game 3 could await us around the corner. Let's take a break. When we come back, it's time to talk with head coach Jerome Bard. That'll be coming up in just a moment, and then we're dropping the puck on Game 2 here at the Columbus Civic Center. There's more coming your way on River Dragons Hockey.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Hey, sports fans, the seasons are changing and it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. Call Air Force Heating and Air today for our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-223-1945. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome back on the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. We're joined by head coach Jerome Bard ahead of today's Game 2. Coach, just looking back, a 2-1 win. That late goal propels you to the victory in Game 1. Give us your thoughts on the 60 minutes.
The guys, I think, followed the game plan for the most part. We veered off a couple times. But ultimately, we played a solid 60 and kept on doing the same things over and over and over again, and finally got rewarded.
You know, it's something you've been preaching all season and trying to kind of mold the team in a certain direction here. Do you feel like that was finally coming to fruition?
Yeah, I think the consistency was there for the most part up in Motor City as far as what we were trying to accomplish, trying to keep everybody on the same page. And then, at some point, you need to veer off a little bit. And when we veered off a little bit, good things happen. Raji's first goal there was greatly executed as far as kind of driving, pulling up, hitting the late guy, and beating Babin cleanly, which that doesn't happen very often. And then that late second goal in the third period, kind of a bang bang play out of the corner. And prior to that, we tend to grab the puck and try to take it all the way to the net and deke the guy. And no, you gotta have a quick shot and beat him when he's not ready.
I think that underscores a lot, too, of those little things, as you mentioned, the details, cleaning up the game. And you win a battle in the corner, you make a heady play just inside the line, it generates goals.
Yeah, no, and, you combine all that with, again, not bone-crushing hits, but winning your battles, stopping on pucks, stopping on players, making sure that we're eliminating guys and making sure some other guys are accountable. Did we play mistake-free? Absolutely not. They came out with a breakaway. They hit the post once, so obviously we got a couple bounces as well too. So good things happen to good teams, and the guys were ready to go.
Moving forward into game 2 here tonight, what's on your mind as far as things that you might want to clean up or accomplish a little more?
You know what? Really just being aware of our surroundings. Our defensive core in the offensive in the offensive zone. They're zoned in on the puck, and we can't be zoned in the puck. We got to be zoned in on players. If we're trying to keep the puck in offensively, and they have guys shooting the gap and through the middle when we lose possession, stop staring at the puck, and the man is yours. That's what we need to worry about. And probably just that. Again, excuse me. Do a good job angling guys, putting them in places where we can control them and we know where they're going. And then, penalty kill, special teams, we got to be spot on. I know we gave up one, I think they were 1 for 2 on the power play, which 50%, that's not good. That's not a good killing percentage, but it's only one game. So we got to be strong on that. And when we get our opportunities on the power play, we need to click. We were throwing them around pretty good, but we didn't have anything to say for it.
So I know that was pretty much our keys to the game right there. So I'm going to wrap up on a little bit of a different question and a look at it, because there was a lot of flow to game number 1. There were not a lot of penalties in that. Is that what you expect more of this evening?
I hope so. I mean, officiating, hey, call what needs to be called. Let us decide who's going to win the game. A trip, a hook, bad hit, whatever, let's call those. Let's not put anybody down with, mouthing penalties, talking back to the refs. Hey, at the end of the day, let's have some thick skin. There's a lot on the line in these games, and emotions go high. So everyone has to keep their heads and just, hey, let it roll off your back.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
Back with a drop of the puck in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-press lettering and numbering. We provide custom T-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other. Because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday.
Houston Clinic, Columbus.
Anthem in the books before tonight's game as we get ready to go. Game number 2 between the River Dragons and the Rockers of Columbus wins. They claim the victory. If Motor City wins, we're back at it again tomorrow night. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltender. In the FPHL. Down for the Motor City Rockers. Red on a Friday night do the River Dragons. As a salute to the veterans. And they will be rolling left to right in front of the Harvey Lumber press box location. Harvey Lumber serving the community for over 150 years. This first period of action is brought to you by Sun South John Deere. Equipment for those that do. We're underway. And the puck, they battle for it right on the dot at center. And eventually Motor City pulling it out of the pile. Now backhanded into the River Dragons' end. Colgan lets it go behind the net. Fraser up the right side. King trying to tip it on. Puck is not out of the zone, however. Now Columbus with a chance to advance, and they'll move it up on the right side, but that's cut off of the Motor City line. Storjahan out with it. Puck tipped in by Kelly. No icing here. Babin. Oh, let go right in front. Kelly with a chance, and Babin had to make a right pad save. Miscommunication with the defenseman, McGill Diaz. Kelly throws a hit in the corner. Puck jarred free. Storjahan lost it, though. McGill Diaz ends up with it. And he'll wait in behind the net. Both teams changing it up. Boy, the River Dragons, a golden opportunity gift wrapped for them on the first shift. Motor City looking to move it ahead here. That one is tipped down to the right side by Koash. No icing. Into the left side corner. Conway over there. Puck put to the point, and it is kept in by Suffredini. Fraser backhands it up the right side. Here's Kyle Moore. Tipping it into the right wing corner. Trying to go in after it. Jemayev on the pursuit. Swept around to the far side. Conway gets knocked over. Lost the puck in the corner. Cleared to the line, not out. LaBelle holding with a shot in front. Tipped on the way through. Babin is without his goal stick. Puck ends up at the near side half wall. In space, Moore trying to keep it onside. What a job. He does. Keeps it right side now. Petrantonio back to Moore. Moore behind the net. Babin's got his stick back. Moore took a stick up high. No call coming there. Petrantonio in the corner with it. Puts it up top to Moore. Moore trying to bull his way free in front. He's knocked down. And Motor City away the other way. Out through center. Motor City, Inger. Put it across, and that'll just be dumped in by Colton. Rocker's trying to get a change. Inger on the puck, centering, and that one is tipped away. And now up through center, here's Aldworth. Slapped off his stick. Man, turning it quickly back at center. That puck ends up in the body of Wickline, playing it back along the near side. Here's a centering attempt, left off to the point. Man with a shot through traffic, tipped in on goal, and Colgan will scoop that up off the ice and hold on. 2 minutes and 16 seconds into the first period. Scoreless so far, but a couple of good opportunities for the River Dragons. And Motor City tips the ice back the other way. They get one of their own. Face-off will stay to the right of Colgan. A couple of late arrivers still filing into their seats here, but we don't mind that. You can come down and join us still. Only a couple minutes into this first period. Playoff hockey at its finest here in Columbus. Puck is sent towards the line, and the draw did come out. River Dragons will regroup. Here's Petrie. Out the right side of the net. His feet on the left wing finds Rogers. He had one goal in that opening game. Quick shot. That is high over top of the net. All the way around the glass. It comes back out to center. Costello will leave it off. Rogers on the right side now. Wickline getting it back across. River Dragons changing. Petrie up to the line. Dumps it in from center. Puck ricochets right out in front. Oh, Babin had to hop over it. As it kicked off the glass, went right towards his skates. Boy, the River Dragons, they're getting the bounces right now, but they haven't capitalized just yet. Just a little more than 3 minutes into this hockey game. Here's Cardinal on the right side, but he's shouldered off by Gill. Nice job to take the angle there. Fraser slides it around to the near side. Tipped off the dasher. Down it goes. Babin out to play it. No icing. They'll leave it behind the net to Milam. On to the near side, McGill Diaz. On to the wing. That one was deflected down. No icing. And once again, the River Dragons. Time to set up. Here's Motor City changing. Game 2 of this best-of-3 playoff series. River Dragons lead it 1-0-0. Columbus hoping to close it out on home ice tonight. Here's King at center. They'll move it back. Fraser quickly up the middle. Gill tips it in. He'll chase after the rolling puck. Had to avoid a hit there. Slowed up his pursuit a little bit. He'll finish his check. Puck turned over. Petrantonio with a drive. Save Babin. Big rebound. Backhand save made. Puck free at the side of the net. Jemayev had it slapped away there. Milam looking to clear it ahead. And it does indeed get to center. Vanelli tried to take it away, but pushing up on the left side is Inger, but he lost it. Petrantonio flips into space. Here's Jemayev up by himself. Wrister over top of the net. Petrantonio right side behind the net. Jemayev. Jemayev cycling on the right side. Knocks it to Petrantonio, backing up his shot. Tipped away in front. Vanelli will send it to the far side. LaBelle will get it back to him. Vanelli up the middle. Jemayev tips it, and out of play it goes. So we get a whistle here, 4 minutes, 46 seconds into the first period. Dragons and Rockers scoreless. Shots 3-1 in favor of Columbus. Face-off will be outside the Motor City line. Here's Aldworth stepping up on the right wing. Tried to push in there, but that one was knocked off his stick and back the other way. Here goes Motor City. They'll try to attack up the middle. Makema lost it into the corner. Played around by Lambden to the near side. Around to the left point it comes. Suffredini holding it in. His shot tipped on the way through. Hit the outside of the net. Now a chance in front, and Colgan the save. Right there on the doorstep. Tim Peirce had a great chance at it, but Colgan shut it down. 5:09 into this opening frame. Scoreless here in game number 2. We're back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Spring has sprung. From mowing and mulching to planting and hauling, tackle any job that comes your way with quality John Deere equipment from Sun South. And during our spring sales event at Sun South, save more on our great selection of John Deere tractors and mowers with store-wide specials and financing as low as 0.9%. So why wait another season to do more on your property? For quality John Deere equipment, come see us during our spring sales event at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Offers expire April 29, 2023. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Scoreless here in the first period, 5:09 into this opening frame. Tom Callahan here with you as this is Columbus River Dragons playoff hockey. It's a comfortable 72 degrees here in the Civic Center, but if the temperature in your home isn't comfortable, you should call Air Force Heating and Air. Face off back to the right of Brennan Colgan. And we are waiting for, there we go, Cody Wickline. Looked like he had to do a quick retie of a skate there, but he is out there now. Along with Aldworth and Krupp. Petrie and Rogers, the defenseman. Peirce in across from Wickline for the faceoff. Wickline able to win it and flip it over to the left wing side. Here comes Krupp. Krupp at center. Ahead, a little too far for Aldworth, but it ricochets towards the front. Wickline on it. Aldworth there in the pile with him. Aldworth on the right side. Wickline chasing the puck behind the net. Try to slap it around towards Krupp. It comes back up the near side. Pinching from the right point is Petrie. Petrie couldn't keep the play alive. Motor City away to center. Puck in the air for Peirce. He cuts in towards the goal to the backhand. Petrie recovered and knocked it off his stick. Nice defensive play. Puck to the near side. Suffredini down low. That one sticked away in front by Colgan. Now Krupp turning the other way. Up to Wickline. 2-on-2 developing here. Wickline in the slot. Tried to feed it ahead to Aldworth. He was tied up. Wickline to the near side corner. Puck played along to the point. Fraser with a long shot. Stick to side by Babin. Makema with a clear to the left point, not out. Gill holds it into the backhand. Onto the left half wall. Kicks into the corner. Wickline looking in front. There's a shot. Oh, Krupp just missed a tip on the back door. Great look right there. Puck to the left point again. Gill up top. Fraser has a seam. Lets it go. Babin save. Rebound knocked away to the corner. Puck not out. Wickline holding. Gets it around to King. King trying to give himself space on the left side. Looking to center for Wickline. Cleared to the right point. Fraser on it. Fraser, Sturgeon in on the change. Gets it back up top to Fraser. Fraser in front. Looking for a tip from King. Puck goes wide. Charging down the left wing is Kelly. But he can't get there in time to keep it in. But in fact, this will be an icing call. The River Dragons. Nice job to hold the play in the zone, get a couple of chances, and then cycle through a change there. And they generate an icing call, and that means a tired Motor City line still out there. 6:42 into the first period. Scoreless, Columbus wins that draw. Puck at the left point, Gill. Half wall King on the left side. Cross ice right point, Fraser. His shot, more of a pass in front, looking for a tip, found its way all the way through the traffic. Puck ends up left side corner. Kelly cycles behind the net. Sturgeon now up the far side. Left point. Gill walks around a man, lets a shot go. That hit a body, ends up behind the goal. Callahan freeing it onto the near side. Kelly sweeps it up to the right point. Fraser looking in front, has traffic, lets it go. Babin save, rebound sitting in front of him, cleared away, not out. Fraser up top in the slot near dot. King back door, and Kelly couldn't get to it. Kelly left point, leaving for Gill right on the blue line. Kelly tipped it into the corner. Callahan has King on the near side, flips it around to him. King will slide it up to the right point to Fraser. River Dragons look like they're on a power play. Gill at the left point, challenge, steps around Peirce. Boy, this Motor City line is dead. They are so tired. Fraser in front, puck sitting there. Callahan digging, shot, score! Alex Callahan beat the defender to the puck. Got a surprise wrister off, and it goes through the wickets on Babin. River Dragons take advantage of a great couple of shifts, and they lead it 1-0. You could almost feel that one coming. You could see how tired Motor City was. They just could not get off the ice. The River Dragons had a long shift, then an icing. The players were stuck out there for so long for Motor City, and there's not much you can do. And the River Dragons needed to cash in, they do. Callahan with the goal. That is his second of the playoffs. Fraser picks up an assist. Here's a chance in for Aldworth. In with the shot, whipped wide on the blocker side, and the rebound came right up the slot, but that'll be taken away as Motor City attacks. There's a shot, blockered away, and the rebound off a shin pad out to center. Boy, Colgan, nice job to come out on that angle. Knew he could. River Dragons push back. Here's Rogers into space. His wrist shot. That one deflected, and a tough save, but a good one by Babin with that left pad. Now the puck sent behind the net. Wickline swings by, but it was sent the other way. And now out to center, Rotondi getting it head onto the right wing. Conway with a shot, and that is tipped out into the netting. 8:43 gone here in this first period. Callahan from Fraser is the call on the goal right now. Let's see if they add another assist in there. I thought perhaps King might get one. Draw to the left of the River Dragons net. Vanelli mishandled. Puck stays in. Onto the near side. Big shoulder in the corner over there. Inger trying to pull it free, and instead it's worked out by Petrantonio. And that one off the body of Conway and into the seats. Fans, don't forget, if you're here tonight or perhaps you're listening at home, to get your free Fire and Ice digital program, ourdragons.com can be your source for that. But if you're in the building tonight and you might be listening in, there are QR codes scattered around the building. Scan that with your smart device, and you'll have the program right there with you. Here's Jamea pushing it on the left side. Puck into the corner. Petrantonio took a swipe at it as it kicked right towards the front of the net. LaBelle will chip it back in. River Dragons must tag up. Motor City has a moment to reset. Stretch pass picked off by LaBelle. Back the other way, Petrantonio in. Leaving in space for Moore. Moore tied up, but drives the right side behind the net. On the wing, Moore. Trouble, but still with it for a moment. Tied up, now it's cleared away. River Dragons bounce it back in. Milam circling, trying to feed that ahead. On the left side, poked away from Coash at center. Callahan gave it right back to Conway, who gives it right back to LaBelle. Somebody take this puck, please. Callahan right side to the corner. Kelly, off-angle chance. Nice job by Babin to hug the near post. Flip pass into space. Callahan couldn't connect with it. King covering the left point. Getting it over the left side. Now into the corner. Back up top. Here's King. King of the right. Down to the bottom of the circle. Fraser into the slot. Callahan a shot. He scores! Alex Callahan's got a pair. We're halfway through the first period, and it's 2-0 River Dragons. .10:01 time of that goal, and Columbus absolutely has Motor City back on its heels. Jamie showing King the assist at 10:01. Motor City trying to push back. Peirce on the left side. He gets run into by Krupp, who lost his helmet. Krupp's got to head off the ice. As the puck played towards the line, and it ends up out at center. Suffredini on the regroup for Motor City. He'll bring it in on the wing. Puts it in front. Save Colgan. Big rebound sitting there rolling towards the front of the net. Now it's cleared away, but a penalty coming up. And the River Dragons will be shorthanded when we come back. 9:13 to go in the first. 2-0 Columbus in the lead. This is River Dragons hockey.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
Spring has sprung. From mowing and mulching to planting and hauling, tackle any job that comes your way with quality John Deere equipment from Sun South. And during our spring sales event at Sun South, save more on our great selection of John Deere tractors and mowers with store-wide specials and financing as low as 0.9%. So why wait another season to do more on your property? For quality John Deere equipment, come see us during our spring sales event at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Offers expire April 29, 2023. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you. 2-0 River Dragons over the Rockers. Face-off coming up to the left of Brendan Colgan, and the River Dragons shorthanded for the first time of the hockey game. Chuck Costello in for hooking. And this penalty kill is brought to you by First Franklin Financial, personal loans at the speed of life. Storjahan has both goals for the River Dragons, who were out shooting the Rockers 8-5 in the early going here. Just past the halfway mark of period number 1. But this is a timely break for Motor City. A power play last night, I should say Wednesday night, pardon me, they were 1 for 2 with a man advantage. A pretty nice 50% on the power play. Puck played with a hand pass. We'll get a whistle. Face-off will be outside the zone. But if you're Motor City, this is the break you hope for. Motor City pushed back, generated a power play. And now the River Dragons penalty kill, which was number 1 in the regular season, has to be sharp. There's Rogers on the far side. He'll bank it out and down the ice. Right now it's Kelly and Storjahan out there, along with Petrie and Rogers. Up the left side, here's Inger, wheeling at the line. Play is offside. That was an easy one. Koash way in ahead. That offside is brought to you by Old School Barbershop. They are online at oldschoolbarbershoppe.com. Are your sides a little off? Make your next appointment to visit Old School Barbershop. Book online anytime. Plus, you can book online 24/7 through their Instagram and Facebook. Face off outside the Columbus line. One back, Vanelli on it, but he's chased back there by Cardinal. Banks it onto the near side. Chance to clear here. Nope, puck does not get out. Moore trying to battle it along the wall, but Motor City keeps it up. Left point, McGill Diaz sends it to the right. He's going to switch sides over there and get it back from Milam. McGill Diaz stops, goes back to the right point. And they'll cycle it up high. McGill Diaz in the middle to the near dot. Milam walks down with a wrist shot. Save Colgan. Big rebound in front. Clear to the line. Not out. McGill Diaz with a keep over to the far dot. There's a shot off the crossbar. River Dragons able to clear it out and down. Motor City hit a post on a breakaway in period number 1 on Wednesday night. They catch a crossbar here on the power play. It stays 2-0 Columbus. Inger wheels his way back in. Cutting through the slot, he's knocked down. Jemaeth onto the puck, near side wall. Got bodies going everywhere over there. Puck up top, Colton holding on to it. On to the right half wall, man down low with a shot. That's flagged aside by Colgan, and now a push 2-on-1 shorthanded. Here come the River Dragons. Here's Jemaeth moving in. Has help arriving. Leaves for LaBelle. His shot, he scores! Josh LaBelle, shorthanded marker. 3-0 River Dragons. What a beautiful shot by Josh LaBelle. You couldn't place it any better. Just inside the intersection of crossbar and goalpost. What a play by the River Dragons. LaBelle sensed the opportunity, jumps into the play, his first of the postseason. Boy, that's a dagger. A lot of hockey left in this game, but that's a big one. Back comes Motor City pushing in. Here's a chance. Colgan, a big save right there. Point blank chance for Vanderwill. Jemayev with the assist there. I imagine they might hand out one more. Trying to remember who the other forward was up on that rush, but right now the River Dragons, if they can get through this kill, and they do now, Costello out of the box as they send it down. That's actually going to be an icing call against Columbus as the penalty had expired. So that successful penalty kill as they spring Chuck Costello out of the box. Brought to you by Abercrombie Bonding. Face off back to the right of Brendan Colgan. Where the response is so important right now for Motor City. 6:59 to go in this first period. River Dragons win the draw. But the Rockers have got to get it together. River Dragons attack, though, on the left side, but Wickline is cut off. Vanderweel flips it the other way to Cardinal on the right wing. That went right into the skates of Krupp. Now turned over at center. Wickline's up by himself. Delays, waiting for a little help. Sends it around the rim. Krupp to the left wing side. They'll chip it back up towards the point, but it's cut out of the air by Cardinal. Rotondi back to Cardinal on the right side. 3-on-2 for Motor City. Backdoor feed was behind Vanderweel. And now taken away by Columbus. A break to center. Here's Kelly all alone. Moving in. Jacob Kelly scores! Kelly goes high, glove side on the southpaw netminder Babin. A breakaway goal, 4-0 Columbus. 6:21 left in the first. The River Dragons' leading scorer in the regular season, Jacob Kelly, back on the board. River Dragons offside at the line. Krupp, the assist on the goal. We'll hear from Jay in our first period intermission report. I have a story for you about that one. I'll tell you in a minute. That offside brought to you by Old School Barbershop. They are the official barbershop of the Columbus River Dragons. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Friday and 10 to 4 on Saturday. Online at oldschoolbarber.com. Book your next appointment right now. Puck went out of play there. 6:02 to go in the first. 4-0 River Dragons. As the River Dragons try to play it ahead. Now, as Columbus moves it ahead, here's King on the right side. A feed into the slot, taken away there by Peirce. The backhand off the dasher and out to center. King trying to chip it ahead in space. A little too far for Kelly on the lead. Turned back to center. Petrie on it. Jammed it off the dasher as well. And now Motor City recovers. They're changing it up in behind the play here. Wheeling up is Milam on the left side. Lost it high slot. Quick shot. Tipped wide of Colgan. Rebound there on the far side. That one ends up behind the net. Milam lets it go to the left point. Miguel Diaz quickly swings it over to the right side. Koash's shot off a leg went to the corner. Rogers on it. Moving it ahead. Columbus to center. King. Cross ice dump. Wanted to feed it across there for Petrantonio, who was spilled down. And now Petrantonio is away on a break. He's cutting in behind the D. Petrantonio scores! Even with Suffredini trying to hook his elbow, he still got a brilliant shot away high blocker side. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the first. It's 5-0 Columbus. Oh, captain, my captain, Petro has his first of the playoffs. I did not see this coming, and neither did you, so put your hand down. Sofredini back into his own end. Here's Vanderweel ahead. Motor City continuing to push. Here's Ryder trying to cut in on goal. Paddle down. Colgan save, and he'll hold on. 4:28 to go in the first. 5-0 Columbus. We'll come back with more in just a moment. This is River Dragons Hockey.
Spring has sprung. From mowing and mulching to planting and hauling, tackle any job that comes your way with quality John Deere equipment from Sun South. And during our spring sales event at Sun South, save more on our great selection of John Deere tractors and mowers with store-wide specials and financing as low as 0.9%. So why wait another season to do more on your property? For quality John Deere equipment, come see us during our spring sales event at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Offers expire April 29, 2023. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other. Because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Welcome back here to the Columbus Civic Center. Tom Callahan here with you in the Harvey Lumber press box. Can you believe a couple of things here? We're gonna talk about this. 5-0 River Dragons right now. It's 5 goals on only 11 shots. The shots on goal is an 11-9 factor right now. So here, let me guard against your overconfidence. Number one, there's a lot of hockey left in this game. And yes, 5-0 with 4:28 to go in the first seems insurmountable, but it's not. I've seen it. That said, if Columbus continues to play and dominate, okay, well, that's what they need to do to close this game out. Here's Sofredini at the left point with a shot. Colgan will knock it away. But when you have this kind of big early lead, there can be a tendency to take your foot off the gas a little bit. And the River Dragons need to guard against that. And that is something that this team needs to prove that they can do. Oh, there's a penalty coming up. There was a hit from behind by LaBelle, and it wasn't a vicious hit, but it is a cross-check, and it will result in a power play here for Motor City. But this is what Columbus cannot do. They cannot take penalties. They cannot, because you know that the crowd's chanting, but I mean, that's a penalty. Let's face it. But the River Dragons right now have to get through this kill. You can't let Motor City get any momentum. You can't give them a sign of life, and that's what worries me about this big early lead. This is only the first period. It looks good. It looks great. The shooting percentage is insane. It's not maintainable. But Babbitt's having a bad night. There's a shot from the point wide of the River Dragons net as we start this first Franklin Financial penalty kill. Personal loans at the speed of life. Koash with a shot in on goal. Nice save on the redirect there in front. Good stop by Colgan. So I've said my piece. River Dragons fans, let's keep the corks in the champagne right now. Cleared out and down the ice. Motor City on the regroup as they send that one around the wall. 1:17 to go on the power play for the Rockers. 5-0 River Dragons here in the first. This is game 2 of the Continental Division semifinal. If the River Dragons win tonight, they will move on to face the winner of Port Huron and Carolina. They are just starting their series this evening. And don't forget, we got a big-time out-of-town scoreboard update coming up for you. Here comes the Motor City up the left side. And they lose the puck into the corner. Rogers on it, has a moment, and he puts it down the ice. The other thing, too, if you are a Motor City fan and you are part of our feed here this evening, I will say this. Your team did not drive all this way to get its tail kicked like this. I just don't think that this period is going to be indicative of the hockey we have left. But we'll see. Vanderweel leaves it on the right side, gets it back. Try to put it up top. It ends up in the far side corner. Power play time ticking down here. River Dragons able to clear it out to center. Now down to 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. For Motor City up the left side, here's Cardinal. Cardinal into the zone, leaving it off of the point. Left it all the way out of the zone. And the River Dragons kill it off as Josh LaBelle springs free from the box. And that is another successful Abercrombie bonding penalty kill. Now a turnover side of the net. And a big hook right there that River Dragons got away with one down low. That was LaBelle, who literally took the shooting opportunity right off the stick. And now Aldworth gets knocked down on the far side by Lambden. That was Lambden that LaBelle denied. Puck ends up in the Motor City bench with 1:29 to go here in the first period. And I will say this, too, if you're wanting to jump on the performance of Trevor Babin. I mean, if you review the goals, Storjahan was a play, the first goal of the game. The Motor City D could have tied his stick up, not allowed a shot at all, although maybe Babin wasn't ready for that. He probably wants that one back. Okay. So that one's in. Storjahan then with another one, which was so well placed. Kelly scores on a breakaway. LaBelle couldn't have put that shot in a more perfect point, just inside the corner of the net. And Petrantonio with another great top-shelf goal on a breakaway. There's a shot in. Babin makes the save. So not only have the River Dragons been getting opportunities, but they've been executing shots with a high degree of difficulty and pulling it off and hitting them that are difficult saves for anyone to make at any level. If you can pick corners, you can score goals. Columbus has done it in the first. But I know that Babin feels like he's out on an island right now. And you could tell during the TV timeout, the last TV timeout, he didn't go over to the bench, just stayed in the crease with his head down. Maybe trying to get himself into a better place mentally, but it's a tough spot for him right now. Last half minute of play here in the first, 5-0 Columbus. River Dragons on the right side. Moore will dump it in off the glass. That one in behind the net, played back up the near side away from Jemayev. Moore approaching the pile. Skips up the left wing, Ryder out through center, but that one deflected back. Fraser, here's Jemayev, 10 seconds, charging in, left side, tees up a drive, and he ripped it high. Around the rim it goes, out to center. Fraser's just going to hang on to it, and he's being instructed by Petrantonio, eat the clock. So he will. 20 minutes in the books. Here at the Columbus Civic Center, and the River Dragons with a 5-goal outburst. Absolutely explode out of the gate. And Columbus feeling good about its opening 20 and has 40 minutes of work left to do to put away this first round series. So as we step into the intermission, we will visit up next with assistant captain Jay Krupp. And I told you I'd tell you a funny story about that. He came off the ice for morning skate this morning, and he grabbed me. Normally I have to chase down a player, and, you know, not everybody wants to do the interview, but Krupp, as soon as he got off the ice, he said, "We're going." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "We're doing the interview. We're not changing up a thing. We won game one. We're doing the interview again." Guess what? Jay's got an assist in the first period. He'll join us next. So stay tuned. That's coming up on the other side of the break, as well as our Zelmo's zipping out of town scoreboard and more in just a moment. First Intermission Report is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. It's up next on River Dragons Hockey.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8 Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
Hello, all you River Dragons fans. I'm Storm Team 9 Chief Meteorologist Derek Kincaid here with a look at your forecast. Tonight, you might need the umbrella with some isolated showers, maybe a few storms moving through if you're out and about late. Temperatures in the 70s now, dropping to the 60s later on. Rather mild, though, so probably no need for any jackets. Now, as we head into your day Saturday, we'll mention a few isolated showers, maybe a storm during the first part of the day. Temperatures in the low 60s, then many spots staying dry. Coverage of rain looks pretty low overall. Now, we're going to see decreasing clouds going through the day and highs in the upper 70s by the afternoon. Now, we hope we can wrap up this series tonight, not have to worry about heading back out here to the Civic Center Saturday night, but if we do, the weather won't be a concern. Sunday, Monday looking dry, temperatures chilly with those mornings back in the 40s. Highs should be in the mid to upper 70s, but the rest of next week a bit unsettled. Two storm systems that we're tracking for you that's going to bring us some rain. We don't expect to be as warm as we were this week either. Use that WTV and weather app to keep track of the rain and storms, and we'll be back on the Columbus River Dragons broadcast network.
Welcome back on the Chick-fil-A First Period Intermission Report, joined once again by Jay Krupp. He's got the A on his chest for a reason. Kruppy, big-time win there. You had a helper in that game as well. Talk to us about Game 1.
Yeah, Game 1, I thought we played extremely well. We finished checks, played our systems, and we're winning battles. And, tight games in the playoffs. Late goal by the teal line was big, and, they were kind of due for one and came at the right time.
Talk a little bit about the goal that you set up, though. I mean, you guys break in. There's three of you coming across. You pull up in the zone on the left side. Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, Jerome and Coach Jocko, they've been preaching the second wave, and I knew that we had them beat on an odd man rush. So, hockey sense kicked in, and I knew I'd have a second wave coming, and saw Rogers coming down, flying with speed, and hit him on the tape, and he finished the job from there.
Motor City is a team that obviously got better as the season went along. They made some personnel changes. What do you see out of them from that Game 1?
They're fast. They're fast puck moving. They play the body. They're a good hockey team. I think at this point in the season that everyone involved in the playoffs is a good hockey team. So we got to bring our game every night. And if we stick to our systems and our goaltenders continue to play well, we're going to have a good chance.
Well, now this is why you work hard all season long. Chance to close out this series at home. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, the guys love playing at home. It's a tough place to play here down south. It's hot. It's muggy. Guys aren't used to the ice down here. We're used to it. We get going when our crowd gets going, and it's going to be a massive night.
All right, Jay, thanks for joining us. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, back with more of the Chick-fil-A First Intermission Report in just a moment.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
And welcome back here in the Chick-fil-A First Intermission Report. Tom Callahan here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. It is a 5-0 River Dragons lead after one period of play. Unlikely as it may sound, Columbus came out firing and just absolutely never stopped. And once they scored the first goal at 7:42 of the first period, they did all their damage in basically the next 7 minutes and 18 seconds. So it was just an absolute flurry by the River Dragons. But we can go through and wrap up the scoring for you from that first period. So let's take a look back. Alex Storjahan had a heck of a period for himself. He ended up with 2 goals in the frame. He had one last night. And then he opens the scoring at 7:42 here tonight. Paul Fraser finding him with the feed, and the River Dragons took advantage of a long shift here by the Motor City Rockers. Going back before this goal was even scored, the River Dragons held possession in the zone, got a line change out of it, and then Motor City forced to ice the puck, allowed the River Dragons to keep a tired unit on the line in Motor City, and then Columbus continued to press. They take advantage, and they're up 1-0 at that point. Well, Storjahan comes back, nets his second goal, this one at 10:01 of the period. Fraser again the assist, and Lane King jumping in there as well. King feeding Fraser up top, and there's Storjahan on the far side, able to put this one away, and the River Dragons were off and running at that point. So, well, you look at the start, you love the way it's going for Columbus, but they come right back. 2.5 minutes later at 12:37. This time it's Josh LaBelle. LaBelle takes a feed ahead from Alexander Jemayev. A shorthanded opportunity, perfectly placed shot, high to the far side corner, over the glove of Babin, just inside the crossbar and the goal post. That shorthanded marker makes it 3-0. 1 minute and 2 seconds later, we're back at it again. And this time, Jacob Kelly, the regular season goal leader for the River Dragons, sprung on a breakaway. Kelly in from the left side is able to come in and beat Babin for his first of the postseason. What a great pass by Jay Krupp to spring Kelly ahead. And at that point, the River Dragons had a 4-0 lead. But they were not done with the offense. Right at the 15-minute mark, another breakaway goal for the River Dragons. This time it's the captain, Josh Petrantonio, as Josh LaBelle picks up his second point of the night here with a great feed ahead. Petrantonio at the line, even with the defender Suffredini hooking him in the right elbow. Petrantonio still gets a great shot away to the top corner over the blocker this time of Babin and the River Dragons. 5-0 after one period of play. Taking a look at the other stats here in the period, and actually just going over the goals real quick, they have not made any scoring changes, but in case they do, we will keep you posted on that. And again, I tried to check your confidence a little bit, River Dragons fans. I don't want you to get too overconfident here. This is 20 minutes in. It's 5-0. Shots on goal are 12-11. The River Dragons scored their 5 goals on their first 11 shots. That's a little bit less than a 50% shooting percentage. I don't believe that's sustainable. As a matter of fact, I know it's not. As history will prove, generally you're going to shoot it at 10 to 13% pace. But if a goaltender like Babin is having an off night, do you stick with him? Do you not stick with him? And I think that there's probably 1 or 2 he wants back, but there's 3 more that were just perfect. Great shots. River Dragons executed. They were able to put the puck in the net, and you cannot fault Babin on some of those at all. And that is unfortunate when it comes to looking at the Motor City side of the equation. And it's good if you're on the River Dragon side of the equation. It means they're taking advantage of the chances they're given. Scoring on the breakaways. If Babin makes the save on Kelly, if he makes the save on Petrantonio, this could be a different game. And by the way, the Zam just coming out here. We had a little bit of a delay on the Zamboni, so now that it's out there on the ice finally, we just have a little bit of a delay probably to starting period number 2, but that's all right. You and I can chat, as we will. But the River Dragons, again, are doing some other things. So here, let me build your confidence back up. Some of the things the River Dragons are doing the right way right now, they are doing a good job with puck possession. They're doing a job with time of the offensive zone. Those are important things. They're winning the battles. They are doing a really nice job cycling the puck down low. I was very impressed with the zone time and the possession game of the River Dragons in the first period. Might be as good as we've seen it all year. And that's a hard work skill. You don't accomplish that by luck. You do not accomplish that by just having a devil-may-care attitude. You got to be in the right place at the right time. You have to move the puck around, and you have to dedicate yourself to working on the cycle. And it's hard because every time you go up the wall, there's a chance you're going to get bumped. Then you're going to get tied up. You need your line mate to come over and support the puck. And the River Dragons are supporting the puck. They need to keep that going. They're making smart plays. They're fanning guys out into the right areas. And they're making it difficult for Motor City. Motor City has to do a little bit more chasing in the defensive zone right now because of the way the River Dragons are fanning out the cycle. So if the River Dragons can keep that zone time and that possession, puck possession number up, then, the result will continue as it is. The other thing that worries me just a little bit, and the second period will give us a very quick answer to this, fans. We've seen Columbus come out with a lead at times and go into a defensive shell. And sometimes it comes back to bite them. Case in point, last game of the regular season against the Carolina Thunderbirds. They had a 3-1 lead going into the second period. All they needed was 2 points. So just get the game, hold on to the lead, win it in regulation, or win it in overtime or a shootout. But the River Dragons gave up a goal a minute into the third period, and then Carolina had all period long to chip back. They tied it. And it went all the way to a shootout, and at that point it's a coin flip. 2 very good goaltenders and some very talented shooters. That time Carolina won, and that's why Carolina finished in first place. But the River Dragons now don't have 20 minutes to lock it down. They have 40. And Motor City's a talented hockey team. they have some tremendous scoring. Now, again, I talked about it in the pregame show. They're a little bit more of a one-line team, not as deep. Clearly, Scott Koash is the man for this team, followed very closely by Declan Conway. Those are the guys. And, Inger, who scored in Game 1, Connor Inger, part of that line, he's also part of that. But that is what you got to focus on shutting down. You also need to watch out for the defense getting into the rush. I know Suffredini likes to do that. You have to keep an eye on those guys. And also, you have to look at whether or not Motor City may or may not begin to stretch. And that's going to be another key point here that the River Dragons really do need to pay attention to. And they need to come out and do exactly what they've been doing. Possess the puck, get the puck deep, make Motor City go 200 feet every time. Don't give them any freebies. The other thing is the discipline. Discipline's going to be absolutely massive. River Dragons, the only penalties called in that first period were against the River Dragons. And they were legit penalties. I have no quarrel with the call. But unless it is incredibly blatant, I don't expect Motor City to get whistled for much. That's just human nature. I do expect that the River Dragons are going to need to play a disciplined hockey game, or Motor City will find more power plays, and Motor City went 1 for 2 in Game 1 on the power play. They can score with a man advantage. They move the puck around pretty well, and Columbus will have to buckle down and kill off whatever comes against them. So there's some work to be done. Now, it's nice that you built a 5-0 lead. Don't get me wrong, that in no way hurts my feelings. But this is going to be a competitive game to the end. It's not over yet, that's for sure. So, a little something to look forward to. All right, let's take a look at the Zelmo zipping out-of-town scoreboard. By the way, power plays 0 for 2 for Motor City, none for the River Dragons. And the shots were 12-11 in favor of Columbus. So while it's 5-0 here, the Zelmo zip-in out-of-town scoreboard, Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. Well, guess who else is leading 5-0? Carolina. Carolina has a 5-0 lead over the Port Huron Prowlers halfway through the second period of that game. So the Thunderbirds also pedaled to the metal at McMorran Arena. They want to put that one away as quickly as they can. And taking a look at the game sheet here for that one, I mean, already they came rifling out of the gate. 2:43 time of the first goal. And then it just kind of went from there. And at this point, for Carolina, you've already got 2-point nights. Peter Panachik's got 2 goals. Gus Ford, 2 assists. John Butita, 2 assists. And Josh Keplinger's got 2 goals. Yuri Pastuka has a goal and an assist. So Carolina has come out flying as well in that game. Binghamton has a 2-1 lead after the first period over the Watertown Wolves. And the Danbury Hat-Tricks are up 4-1 on Elmira. That is after 1 period of play. So Danbury also trying to come out flying in that hockey game. And the NHL, meanwhile, 4 games going on tonight. Carolina leads its series with the Islanders 2-0. They are scoreless halfway through the second period. Bruins and Panthers series is tied up at 1, and that is a 1-0 Boston lead. Taylor Hall, his second of the postseason so far. Games facing off a little bit later at 9:30 Eastern. Stars and Wild, that series is tied at 1. And at 10 o'clock Eastern, you have the Oilers at the Kings. That series is also tied at 1 game apiece. So the River Dragons here with a 5-0 lead. Alex Storjahan's got a pair. Paul Fraser, 2 assists. Josh LaBelle, a goal and an assist in this one. And Columbus, so far, so good. Let's see if the River Dragons can keep their foot on the gas here in period number 2. That's it for the Chick-fil-A first period intermission report. When we come back, second period, sponsored by Kinetic Credit Union, is up next. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside. Technology with a human touch.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
The right direction.
And we are back here in Columbus at the Civic Center as the River Dragons with a 5-0 lead after one period of play. This is the Continental Division Semifinal Series. River Dragons lead at 1-0. It's a best of 3. If Columbus goes on to win tonight, the series ends, and the River Dragons will await the winner of Port Huron and Carolina. Right now, Carolina also off to a dominant start over Port Huron at McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. That is a 5-0 game as well, and we will keep an eye on that one. Carolina trying to make a statement on the road. The River Dragons, meanwhile, eked one out in Motor City the other night. They scored the game winner with under 3 minutes to go. That was Alex Storjahan. 2-1 was the final in that game. But tonight, boy, the River Dragons have been absolutely fired up on home ice. And they have thrown repeated punches in the direction of Motor City. Again, there's a lot of hockey left. And again, I know if you're a Motor City fan, I know you're probably pretty frustrated right now with the way things are looking, but it's not over. There's 40 minutes in this game. That said, the River Dragons are in the driver's seat. They control the pace, they have controlled the play, and they need to continue to do that. Trevor Babin stays in the net, in case you were curious about whether or not we'd see Scott Blake to start period number 2. But no, Babin stays in, and I don't mind that call at all from the Motor City standpoint. River Dragons are going to roll right to left in front of the Harvey Lumber press box. 5-on-5. We start period number 2, and here we go. Rockers controlling the play. They'll try to push in right side. Here's Cardinal. He's shouldered off it at the line. Puck is cleared back out to center as Vanderweel was also dumped on the near side. Boy, if Columbus can continue finishing the checks and making it a difficult game. There's a shot in for the left point. Save made by Colgan. Rebound knocked away and down the ice. Milam at center. Pitchforks it right back in. A bouncer in on Colgan. He'll scoop that, not taking any chances. Draw will be to the right of the River Dragons net 30 seconds into the second period, which is brought to you by Kinetic Credit Union. Pardon me, the draw will be on the left of Colgan. Face-off tied up on the dot. Quick draw back to Conway. He let it go, but it was partially blocked. Nice face-off play there for Motor City. River Dragons back the other way, and now here's a chance. Right side. Moore drags into space. It was knocked off his stick. Nice defensive play there by the Rockers D. Swung around on the near side, waiting at the left point is LaBelle. He'll feed it back down low. Moore tied up, couldn't get to the puck. Suffredini turned it right up top. Jamaev on the backhand through the crease. Out the other side, Motor City on it. Conway wheeling at center. Feeding the left side, Suffredini in. He'll dump it wide. River Dragons knock it down. Left for LaBelle by Colgan. Coash, LaBelle. Off the glass and out by Petrantonio. Colton back after the puck. He'll look for the stretch through center. Finds Makema. He'll dump it in, but handled by LaBelle. Oh, he lost it, and it went right in on Colgan, who's able to hold it, and now LaBelle cleans out the front of the net as Lambden tried to get near the goaltender, and LaBelle was having none of it. Want to say hello to our flagship station listeners on 106.9 Really Rocks, Columbus' Real Rock Station, and our radio affiliates. WZEV 90.5 FM, Classic Hits of Lineville. WBRQ 91.9 FM, Blues Time in the city of LaGrange. And WQEE 99.1 FM, home of Southern Sports and Talk in Noonan. Thank you so much for joining us on the radio side. Also, we are, we'll get back to it. Here come the River Dragons. 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-1. Up the right side, cross-ice feed. Shot. Babin over to his right to make the save. And unfortunately, I thought Costello might have broke his stick, but I think he just didn't get everything on that. He went to uncork the one time. And I know I've been talking about the River Dragons getting the breaks tonight. Well, that's a break they do not get, as Costello just pushed it back in. Now, the off-speed pitch can still be difficult for the goaltender. Don't get me wrong. It did get on goal. Babin still had to make the save. Puck tied up on the dot. Motor City away with it. Boy, that would have let the air out of the balloon, though, if that puck goes in. Dump back into the right side. Cardinal tied up, and the puck in on Colgan. He'll cover and hang on. We are also broadcasting live on YouTube, as we do all season long here for the games. Tonight we're on Beam 7. Beam has been just one of our outstanding media partners this year, along with WYBU, Channel 16. And, of course, News Leader 9, WTVM. We appreciate them. And it's been an outstanding year of River Dragons hockey, and we're looking forward to continuing that push here through the playoffs. Gill off the glass and out to center, as the puck will be dumped back into the far side corner. Fraser after it. Fans starting up a little cheer here. Here's Colgan on the left side. Gill carrying it ahead. Gill in over the line. Feeds the right wing side. Wickline into the slot to Aldworth. Aldworth cutting to the right wing himself. Backhands it into space. Fraser had already begun to back up, however. Wickline will chase it behind the net. Try to push off to get free. Now up the near side. Here's Rotundi. His pass missed. Gill back. That'll be icing. 2 minutes, 42 seconds into this second period. It's 5-0 River Dragons. Draw to the right of Trevor Babin. Storjahan in the left side corner. His shot went off the outside of the net. Storjahan's already got two. He's looking for the hat trick. Cardinal through center. Puck moved away onto the wing. Man will push it into the left side, go after it. Run into by Vanelli. Centering feed right to Jacob Kelly. He'll skate it away. Bank pass on the right wing. Here's Storjahan moving in. LaBelle busting to the net. High slot. Kelly follows in with a shot. Save. Rebound. Swept behind the net. Babin got the blocker on that wrist shot from Kelly. What a great stop. Well, they're going to need him to be absolutely perfect the rest of the way. Conway throwing it around to the left side. McGill Diaz holding at the line. A shot in. Sticked away by Colgan. And now here's King. Left side to Jamaeff. Jamaeff cutting in over the line. Jamaeff wide up top. There's a chance shot, and Babin got a piece of that chance. Kelly couldn't really wrangle the puck till he was in tight. Didn't have the angle he wanted there. Still nice job to get a shot away. Petrantonio the other way. He'll wedge into the left side corner. Moore waiting up the wall. Puck off a discarded stick around to the right point. Not out. Rogers holding. Rogers lost the handle, though. Moore has to swing it around, helping him out. That hit the referee in the corner. And out in the slot, Moore trying to shake a man. Puck still sitting over there. Moore knocked his man down. Here's Jamaeff driving. Moore with a shot. Babin the save. Around to the right point. Rogers holding it in. Swings it left side to Petrie. Petrie a bank pass to the front of the net. Moore carries it far side on the backhand to the right point. Rogers walks it in. Fakes a shot. Leaving it off on the right side. No, he carries. Rogers down low in the circle. Flips it in front. Rogers to the backhand right through the crease. Rogers trying to move it up the wall. Instead taking away Koash. His pass through center is tipped, but finds its way through on the left side. Lambden. Nice back check by Petrantonio as he knocked him off the puck. Now lugging the mail up the left side is Petrie. He'll fire it around the rim. Krupp on the right side cuts it off on the half wall, but a bouncing puck bounces all the way to the slot. Aldworth still battling for it. It's still not out of the zone. Cardinal We'll feed it back to the D. Motor City will regroup. 5 minutes gone in the second. 5-0 River Dragons. Motor City cutting back in to the left side. A chance up top is blocked. Didn't get through. Gill will push it behind the net. Onto the left wing side. A swing for Krupp. Krupp delays. Gets it back onto the right side. River Dragons moving it up. They'll wedge it into the corner. That's an icing call. Fraser did not gain the line at center. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got 5:22 gone here in the second period, and the River Dragons holding a 5-0 lead. More coming your way in a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
What's up, Columbus, Phoenix City, and all the bi-state area? This is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm. Once we take on a car wreck case, it's not just about law. It is our duty to provide and to give that client the best possible experience. If you think you need us, call or text us. We got you. Michael G. Costello, 1301 First Avenue, Suite 101, Columbus, 31901, 762-221-5616.
Time for your mind so it locks and loads.
Back here in Columbus at the Civic Center. Tom Callahan with you in the Harvey Lumber press box. Well, it's hockey now, but guess what? Summertime is here, which means baseball season is right around the corner. Don't miss any Chattahoots or Monsters action at Golden Park this summer. Season tickets for Chattahoots and Monsters on sale now. Head to gohoots.com to purchase your season tickets today. Face off on the left side is poked away. Now breakaway for the River Dragons. Moving through center. Aldworth cutting it on goal. He fired it over top of the net. Aldworth tried to pick the corner and just couldn't find it. That's the first breakaway that Columbus hasn't scored on in the game. Fraser intercepts a pass. Sends it back out to center. Cardinal watched by Krupp. Now breaking back in Motor City on the right wing. There's a shot by Ryder that hit the D. Nice block by Gill. Back comes Columbus, lugging it up the left side. Here's Krupp. Krupp banks it into the corner. Tried to go in after it, hit the linesman, and put the play offside. River Dragons tag it up. It took a weird ricochet. It ended up in the skates of the linesman at the line. That was kind of an oddball play. Back in comes Motor City. Inger in with a shot. Save made by Colgan. Rebound to the corner. Swept behind the net. Gill on the left side. Around to King. King, backhand pass to center. Storjahan has Kelly coming in. Gives it to him. Left side, Kelly. Wrist shot. Save Babin. Rebound poked in front. Babin will hold. 6 minutes, 32 seconds gone in the second period. 5-0 River Dragons. They announced the Carolina score. 5-0 here, and that is met with a round of boos. Storjahan wins a face-off back. Left point LaBelle pushing it onto the wall and got tied up again in the skates of the linesman. And now here's a puck wedged out. Vanelli. Inger will dump it in. Colgan cuts it off behind the goal. Leaves it for LaBelle. LaBelle up the near side to a waiting King. King steps around one. Elects to fire it back across the ice where it's gloved down and pushed ahead. Here's Storjahan. In over the line. Storjahan on the right side. Into the corner for Kelly. Vanelli down low here. Around to Kelly in the near corner. Kelly, bank pass left point. King covering. Moves it over. Backside. Far dot. And Jemaev had the puck hop just as it got to him. Now he's knocked down over there on the far side. River Dragons changing it up here. Inger rolled it in behind his own net. Rotondi will swing it off the dasher. Get it to center. Vanelli battling Conway there. And now pushing heads Koash. And we get a hand pass call. Conway tried to scoot it ahead with his mitt. You can do that only in the defensive zone. Everywhere else, it brings a whistle. Petrantonio, Jemaev, Moore up front with Petrie and Rogers on D. 7:25 gone in the second. 5-0 River Dragons. Storjahan has a pair in this one. Puck dumped in on Colgan. He'll play it away off the glass. Bouncer to the line, kept in by Peirce. Onto the far side, Petrie charging hard after the rolling puck. Pokes it up the wall, but it's cut off in the half boards. The pile forms over there. Kick free into the slot. Peirce trying to walk in front. Knocked away into the corner. Makema on it to the left point. Miguel Diaz with a shot, deflected wide. Now centering feed, a chance. Oh, what a stop by Colgan. He got the left arm up there and took it away from Makema. That's a tremendous save by Colgan. River Dragons in a defensive posture again as Milam walks all the way in deep and his shot forced behind the net. Nice job by Petrie. Columbus needs a change. It's a long shift. Vanderweel, top of the near dot, shot, and that's blocked by Moore. Moore will race out of the zone. He'll give the River Dragons chance to change here as he retrieves the puck in the left wing corner of the Motor City zone. Had it hop behind him, but that's all right. Columbus gets what they need, a line change. Now centering feed, quick shot, shoulder save, Babin. As that was Costello, snuck down low. Now the puck rolls to the side of the net, and Babin will hold on to it. Boy, Moore just gave it the burst up that left side, got under that wedge, and that's exactly what Columbus needed because the other four guys just got off the ice, and they needed to survive that shift. A draw to the left of the Motor City goal. Wick line in for it. He'll win it back to the right point. Fraser sends it down, looking for maybe a bank pass, but it hit the back of the net, stays low. Wick line chasing behind the net. Suffredini over after it. Puck bounces up the near side. And now away comes Motor City. Cardinal on the right side. Played back the other way. Roller into the near corner. Vanderweel on it. Centering feed. Tipped by Fraser. That kept Cardinal from getting a shot away. He left it in the line, but he left it right to Krupp. Krupp streaking up 3-on-1. Krupp looking across. Has help. Jay Krupp in back door. Wick line shot save Babin, and he holds on. The pass was into the skates there. Wickline did a nice job to get a shot away. Babin held the rebound. Boy, Costello was parked on that post. He was looking. River Dragons, nice job. Everybody stopped in front of the net. They were looking. Nobody overskated the net. Those are the little things I'm talking about in the intermission. You stay there for pucks, loose pucks. That's how you find those rebound goals. Right now, Columbus is doing those little things. Here's Conway up the right side. He'll carry it wide. Stop in the half boards. Try to feed it in front of Bouncer. That one ends up with Vanelli. Vanelli ahead. King couldn't clear. Now sent down. Conway in the backhand. Save made, and the rebound sticked away by Colgan. That's the other part of this equation. If Motor City is going to get back in this game, they would have to have just a historic goal output against Brendan Colgan. He is not a guy to give up a bunch. He's been so solid all year. I mean, at times just spectacular for the River Dragons. And all while doing it at a resting heart rate. Storjahan up the right side. He walks into the slot. A shot ripped wide on the stick side. Tried to go high blocker. Motor City will regroup just past halfway mark. Period number 2. 5-0 Columbus. Oh, big hit on the near side. Moore absolutely flattened Rotondi. Boy, Kyle Moore has really come into his own here in the last couple of weeks. I was talking earlier with head coach Bichard about him. As Moore breaks into the left side, tried to center. He was hooked up, and that's going to draw a penalty. Slashing will be the call. River Dragons' first power play of the game coming up when we come back. They lead 5-0, 9:22 to go in the second. This is River Dragons hockey.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hey guys, this is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm.
It's Rick Willis of the Mike Costello Law Firm.
Did you know that car accidents are the #1 case of injuries in the U.S.? So if you find yourself in a car wreck,
Call or text me at 844-GET-MIKE or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com.
Do yourself a favor and I hope that you learn. Been in the wreck, call a Mike Costello Law Firm.
so if you've been injured, please give us a call.
Let's have a conversation.
Michael G. Costello, 1301 First Avenue, Suite 101, Columbus, 31901.
Back here on Columbus River Dragons Hockey, Tom Callahan here with you. Game 2 of this Continental Division semifinal series. It's a best of 3. River Dragons with a 1-0 series lead. They have a 5-0 lead here. 9:22 left to go in the second period. And for the first time tonight, are heading on to the Georgia Power power play. The River Dragons 0 for 2 with a man advantage in game number 1. It is Lambden into the box for slashing. And just to finish the thought on Kyle Moore, who's out there to start this power play out. River Dragons control. We'll come back to it. Fraser onto the right side, getting it over there to Jemaeff. Jemaeff up at the right point. Trouble in space. Coughed it up. Vanderweel pokes it out. But Moore talking with head coach Jerome Bard and talking about how, hey, you know, it looks like he's grown here, come into his own. And really the only thing that Coach Bard wishes he'd see more of from Moore is a lot of times he will get into a shooting position and instead of letting the shot go, then continues to try to drive to the net or make a play or do something else down low. And basically, Boomer said, I'd just like to see him shoot a little bit more when he's got a lane. And we'll see if he can grow in that role as well. The River Dragons, there's Petrantonio with a rocket in on goal. Pavitt absorbs it in the chest protector, no rebound. 1:10 to go in the Georgia power play. River Dragons will switch out the unit. 8:31 to go in the second. 5-0 Columbus. Shots 20 for the River Dragons, 19 for Motor City. Storjahan in at center for this face-off. Tied up on the dot, pushed onto the wall, bouncer to the right point. LaBelle, trouble with it, lost it. Short-handed breakaway coming up. Moving in is Conway. Conway stopped, and then he shot it wide. Great hustle getting back there by Lane King, and it actually took Conway out of a breakaway situation. I don't know why Declan Conway stopped driving. He must have thought he just didn't have the time and the space. Kelly back up the left side, in over the line with it. Slides it down the left wall to Krupp. Krupp absorbs a hit, puck back to the left point to Kelly. Kelly onto the right side. He'll switch around with LaBelle. LaBelle over to Kelly off the right wing wall into the right side corner. Storjahan up top, slides it for the slot, ends up to the left point. King try to put it down quickly. Motor City advancing on that one. And now the cut off there by Krupp around to the left point finds King. And he lost the handle. It goes out to center. 10 seconds ago in the Georgia power play. LaBelle turning back with it. Onto the right side, River Dragons have to drive back in quickly. Here's King wide, slides it towards the front of the net. A bouncing puck shoved wide by Kelly. On the near side, Kelly had Storjahan in the slot, didn't see him. And now the puck fed back out to center. River Dragons will regroup, but they're 0 for 1 on the power play. LaBelle at center. He'll drive that one in wide of Bavin. Columbus changing out its line. Up the right side, Koash feeding it into space for Ryder. Got it back to Koash, who didn't expect it. Koash sends it around to the far side. Wickline waiting. Tied up over there. Wickline right in front of his own net. Dangerously punted away there in front, and now it's kicked ahead on the left wing. Here's Aldworth. Aldworth knocked down by Mann. Puck continues on into the Motor City zone. Rockers turn it over in the high slot. Here's a chance, a shot. Save Babbitt. Rebound punched over top of the net. Oh, Costello right in front there. Had it taken away, and we get a hand pass. Or no, puck play with a high stick. Face-off will stay inside the zone. 6.5 minutes to go in the second. 5-0 River Dragons. Boy, Motor City That was a pizza to go in the slot there, and the River Dragons just missed capitalizing on that one, but it remains 5-0 Columbus. Face off to the right of Babbitt, controlled by the River Dragons. Swung behind the net. Wick line over after it. Puck free on the far side. Dot Costello won't get there in time. Moved ahead on the left wing. Driving up the wall is Mann. Mann put it in front. Nobody there for the pass. Round to the right point. It's kept in. Shoved back down the wall by Rotundi. Ends up with Rogers behind the net. Off the right side. Boards out to center. Motor City will regroup again. Rotundi will drive it back in. Blockered away by Colgan to the far side. Vanderweel in the corner. Tried to put it up top. Came back to him. Vanderweel near side. Up to the blue line. Bouncing puck past Rotundi and down. Columbus will change it up wholesale here, so no forecheck just yet. Petrantonio's unit steps out there. Now Jemayev tried to force a turnover. Cardinal fought it off. Milam lost the handle at center, though. Ryder will drive it in. Colgan can only slow it down. More on the far side to the line and bounces it out. Milam turning it back into space. Here's Cardinal moving in. A little 2-on-1 developing. Puck in the slot. Vanderweel had to take it away, and now Fraser ahead. Fraser jumping up. He'll ease it on into the right side corner. Petrantonio around after it. Now Fraser down for the right point to keep the play alive. Backhands it around behind the net. Cut off before it got to Moore. He fell, and he pulled down Ryder. Cardinal onto the left side. Vanderweel. 2-on-2. Motor City ahead. Vanderweel with a drive, and that is kicked out of play by Colgan. With 4:58 to go in the second, 5-0 River Dragons. We'll take a break and come right back with more in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Tom Callahan back here broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box, serving the community for over 150 years. While we have a moment, let's take a break. 10 seconds along the network for station identification.
You're listening to River Dragons Hockey on WKC and HD2 for Benning South, Columbus, and W295AY Crystal Valley. 106.9 really rocks.
Face-off coming up to the right of Brendan Colgan. 5-0 River Dragons, although the shots are even at 21 apiece. 5-on-5 we skate. There's a shot from the point. Tip just wide in front of Colgan. Puck loose at the near side of the net. Bouncing in the slot. And LaBelle can't clear the zone. Now it's out. That one could be icing. No, they wave it off. River Dragons win the race to the puck. Set up the left side. Curling back with it is Kelly. Kelly feeds it in around behind the net. Weird kick off the dasher over there. Ends up cleared to the far side. Golfed up in the air to the point. Booted back in. King on the right side. Try to push it back to Kelly. It ends up in front of the net. Colton will move it away up the right side. Conway ahead looking for Koash. Taken away from him. Here's Storjahan back on the right side. Try to flip it to himself in space. Reaching back. He has to sweep it in the backhand. Conway after it around the right side rim. Kelly cut it off. Feeds a left point. LaBelle. LaBelle into space, wanted Kelly. Diving attempt, can't get to it. And now Koash pushing back the other way. Nice stick check by LaBelle. Kelly quickly back in the other way. Krupp is out on the line change. He'll attack. Puck is cleared away from him. Ends up in the far side corner. Nice job by Krupp there. It's finishing the checks. Puck's gone. Make sure you bump your man. You got that 2 count. After the puck's gone, you got 1, 2. You better make your impact there. Aldworth stood up as he came in over the line there. Rotundi got in the way. He got the worst of the collision, but made the play. Now it's turned back to the Columbus end. No icing. Colgan We'll leave it for Rogers. Rogers up the right side with a long stretch ahead. Krupp cutting in. He'll beat out the icing, leaving it on the left side. Here's Aldworth in front and couldn't connect with Wickline. Now penalty coming up, but who's it going to be on? This could go one of two ways. It could be hooking against Lambden, or Costello got a piece of the goaltender, but let's see. No, it's Lambden back into the box. That's his second minor of the period and his second consecutive here. That puts the River Dragons back in the Georgia Power power play where they're 0 for 1. This time it is hooking. 16:45, time of the penalty. River Dragons are 0 for 1 with the Georgia Power power play. This is their second opportunity. 5-0 lead. They really didn't get much going, honestly, on the last power play. Let's see if they fare better here, but they start by losing the draw, and Vanderweel clears. Colgan will leave it for Fraser. Fraser up the right side as Columbus driving into the zone. There's a wrist shot. Babin fought it off of the glove, leaves the rebound up. Cleared to the line, off Fraser and out. Fraser will turn with it. Onto the wing, pushing ahead. Here's Jemaeth. Jemaeth hard around the rim to the left point, and it kicks off a stanchion, ends up at the point anyway. Fraser to the right side to the dot, back up to Fraser. Costello left point, lets it go. Blocker save Babin. Jemaeth, right point, Fraser. Fraser through traffic, save made, rebound sitting in front, and knocked down in front. There was more. The puck ended up between his skates, and it's cleared out. Moore was knocked down to his knees, and the puck was behind him between his legs. River Dragons on the regroup. 51 seconds to go on the power play. Up the right side. They'll move it in, looking for a little bit of room. Kelly over to Krupp. Krupp has a shot, takes it, save Babin. Big rebound, Krupp at the side of the net with Babin down. He'll work it around the wall. Waiting to the right point is LaBelle. LaBelle back to Krupp. Krupp into the slot for Kelly. And that one pinballs over to the far wall. Stores a hand in the pile as well. Puck in the high slot. Krupp try to chop it to himself. Keeps it. Nice job. Left point, King. King. Left half wall, Krupp. Krupp. Right point. LaBelle off his skate. Lost it. Oh, LaBelle. Nice job to chop it out of the area. At least prevented a breakaway. As it's dumped back in, Koash after it. But right now you can see Motor City is sniffing. They want the shorthanded chance. River Dragons just 8 seconds to go on the power play. One more rush. Storjahan up the left side. Quickly in. Swept off his stick to the corner. River Dragons cannot convert once again on the power play, and they're 0 for 2. Makema up the right side. Has Lambden up with him right out of the box. Makema rolling puck. Slept through a hip check there, but the puck is knocked away in the slot. Down it goes. Under a minute to go in the second. That's an icing call against Columbus. Bit of a tired Columbus unit out there right now. I don't know. I do know in the NHL you can't use a timeout on an icing. I don't know if that's the case in the FPHL. But boy, if it was allowed, I would use it right now. Face off to the right of Colgan. Puck right back in on him. He'll paddle it aside. LaBelle up with it. He'll try the right wing. Here's Kelly. Moving it across at center. At the line. Knocked away from Krupp. Well, you might have liked to have seen Colgan cover that puck right off that draw win. There's a shot in. Makema. That one's tipped to the glass. Let his team get a change on. Instead, they still got a bit of a tired unit out there. A couple new guys. Puck to the line, not out. 28 seconds to go in the period. Here's Colton. In front. Shot tip. Save made on the doorstep. On the redirect by Ryder. Puck is swung over to the right side. Here's Colton looking in for his shot off a leg. Out to center it goes. Here's Aldworth racing, and he overskates it. Back the other way. Inger in with a wrist shot. Save Colgan. Rebound golfed ahead, and that one is cut down by Aldworth. He'll feed it up. Just a couple seconds. Can they get a shot? Wickline at the horn? No. So no further damage in the second period from the River Dragons, but they also avoid giving any quarter to Motor City, which is a lot of what the doctor ordered right there. You don't let Motor City get into this hockey game much more. Yes, Motor City has stopped the bleeding. But now it sets up for an interesting third period. There's still a lot to play for, 20 minutes left, and certainly if you're Motor City, you don't want it to be 20 minutes in your season, but you've got a tall order. Brendan Colgan has been very, very good in this game. And I will say this, a much better period out of Trevor Babin. I thought he made some pretty good and very timely saves there, so good on him. But right now, it stays 5-0, 40 minutes into it. And so the River Dragons, as they head off into the second period intermission right now, just need to do some more of the same. Let's see if they can do it. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for you, and we're also going to have a look back at the stats and inside the numbers from that one. And also, I'll tell you what, this is big right now for the River Dragons if they do come up with this win, because they can wrap up the series tonight, get themselves maybe an extra day of rest instead of having to go back at it tomorrow night. Looks good right now. Now let's finish the job. 40 minutes in the books. That's it for your second period, and into the second period intermission we go, which is brought to you by Shredaway. That starts on the other side of the break. This is River Dragons Hockey.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Sawicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Hello, all you River Dragons fans. I'm Storm Team 9 Chief Meteorologist Derek Kincaid here with a look at your forecast. Tonight, you might need the umbrella with some isolated showers, maybe a few storms moving through if you're out and about late. Temperatures in the 70s now, dropping to the 60s later on. Rather mild, though, so probably no need for any jackets. Now, as we head into your day Saturday, we'll mention a few isolated showers, maybe a storm during the first part of the day. Temperatures in the low 60s, then many spots staying dry. Coverage of rain looks pretty low overall. Now, we're going to see decreasing clouds going through the day and highs in the upper 70s by the afternoon. Now, we hope we can wrap up this series tonight, not have to worry about heading back out here to the Civic Center Saturday night, but if we do, the weather won't be a concern. Sunday, Monday looking dry, temperatures chilly with those mornings back in the 40s. Highs should be in the mid to upper 70s, but the rest of next week a bit unsettled. Two storm systems that we're tracking for you that's going to bring us some rain. We don't expect to be as warm as we were this week either. Use that WTV and weather app to keep track of the rain and storms, and we'll be back on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Everybody out here crazy, crazy, hail to the victor.
Back here in the second period intermission report, The pucks have been chucked. Yes, that's right. Even in the playoffs, we do chuck a puck. And it's a lot of fun. Great prizes out there from places like Zelmo Zippin, Nukes, McDonald's, Brewster's, Tire Pro, so many tremendous places. You can win a gift card to the Dragon's Den. Merch up. Why wouldn't you? And, of course, there's always the jackpot with the shot if you happen to be good enough or lucky enough to land it at center and drop it in the bowl. There's a cash jackpot as well. And I think somebody won it last game because it seems a little low right now. But, hey, I mean, if somebody wins it, it resets to 0, right? It's not quite as crazy as the 50-50s you see going sometimes in Canada, which is just unbelievable. The other cool thing about winning a 50-50 in Canada is in most of those places, lottery winnings are non-taxable income. So that's pretty nice. But we're picking up the chuck-a-pucks here and getting it back to a situation where we'll clear the ice. We'll get a Zamboni out there, and then we've got a third period coming up in a little bit that right now favors the River Dragons as Columbus has a 5-0 lead over the Motor City Rockers. And that is, number one, tremendous news for the Columbus River Dragons. And it was 5-0 after one. And I was warning the River Dragons from my lofty perch here in the Harvey Lumber press box about taking their foot off the gas. And that's not what you want to see the team do. You don't want to see them relax. You don't want to see them get a little too cocky and think, oh, we've got this sewn up. So fortunately for the River Dragons, they were able to hold the status quo there in the period, which is great and absolutely something you want to see them continue to do. For the River Dragons also, it's a situation where this team is very talented, and the River Dragons are very talented, but so is Motor City. And that's kind of where I was heading with this one, is Motor City is a very talented hockey team. It's not over by any means. And the Rockers scoring 5 in a period on Brendan Colgan is a very, very, very tall order. It is not something that's easily accomplished. However, the River Dragons, again, don't want to take their foot off the gas. And here's the other point of that. It's not just Motor City. This is about, for the River Dragons in the room right now, being able to set the tone for themselves. They need to be able to look each other in the eye and know that they can close out a hockey game without giving up a goal, shutting it down when they need to. And Motor City, honestly, in that period, had a couple of chances, but nothing really outrageous. The other thing is that the power plays in that period, both of them, belong to Columbus. So the River Dragons did not do anything that would force them to take a bad penalty or to end up in a spot where they were in trouble. So kudos on the River Dragons for the discipline. Now here in the third period, the pendulum can swing either way. And so Columbus is going to have to keep an eye on that as well. That's going to be a big part of this third period here, is the discipline portion of the equation for both teams. Even though the power play wasn't great for the River Dragons, that's still 2 minutes of period time that it chews off the clock and gets them a little closer to closing out this series, which they can do with a win here tonight. River Dragons up 5-0 after 2 periods of play. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the second period intermission report. Brought to you by Shred Away. We'll take a look inside the numbers here for this one on the flip side of it. And also that Zelmo Zippin out of town scoreboard. Everybody else in the playoffs in the FPHL is going tonight. We'll tell you about that here when we come back. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-press lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Everybody out here crazy, crazy. Hail to the victor.
And welcome back here on the Shredaway second period intermission report. Tom Callahan here with you. 40 minutes in, the River Dragons with a 5-0 lead over the Motor City Rockers, trying to close out this Continental Division semifinal series with a victory here tonight. And no scoring to tell you about in the second period. All the damage is done in the first. The River Dragons have 2 from Storchahan, 1 from LaBelle, 1 from Jacob Kelly, and 1 from Josh Petrantonio. Fraser's got 2 assists in the game. LaBelle has a goal and an assist in the game. Shots in the second period, 13-12 in favor of the River Dragons. 2-period totals, 25 for Columbus, 23 for Motor City. Power plays in that period, 0 for 2 for the River Dragons, 0 for 2 for the game. None for Motor City. They are also 0 for 2 for the contest. So that gives us time to take a look at this out-of-town scoreboard, which is a biggie, as everybody else has gotten their playoff series underway here tonight. And they will at least have to play everybody tomorrow night. And right now, as we take a look at the FPHL, everyone else in action as far as playoff series go. And, by the way, Zelmo Zippin has been fueling life's passions since 1999. So we find the Carolina Thunderbirds have a 5-1 lead over Port Huron at McMorran Arena. That is now 3 minutes into the third period there. So the Prowlers, you had to figure if Port Huron was really going to have a shot in this series, that game 1 at home was critical. Now, look, I know it's a best-of-3. Anything can happen. Both teams have to travel overnight to Carolina and play game 2 tomorrow night. But, man, I really thought that perhaps, Port Huron was going to come out stronger, but instead Carolina jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Port Huron's at least got 1 now, but they have a lot of work to do. And about now 16 and a half minutes to score 4 goals and not give up anymore. Binghamton is out to a 5-1 lead over Watertown. That game is through 2 periods of play as well. And also through 2 periods of play, Danbury up 5-1 on the Elmira Mammoth. 5 is a very popular score this evening, apparently, in the FPHL. Over in the National Hockey League, 4 series on tonight. Carolina has a 2-0 lead in its series, and they are tied at 1 in Game 3 with the Islanders. Fost for the Hurricanes and Cizikas for the Islanders. That game has just under 14 minutes to go in the third period. Boston has doubled its lead after 2 periods of play. They lead the Panthers 2-0. Hall and Coyle, the goal scorers for the Bruins. That series tied at 1 game apiece. Coming up here at the bottom of the hour, you've got Stars at the Wild. That series tied at 1 game apiece. And then at the top of the hour, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Oilers and Kings. They are also tied up at 1 game apiece. So we've got the Zamboni out there on the ice, circling around, and the River Dragons and Air Force Heating and Air want to express our gratitude to our servicemen and women currently defending our freedom. And, of course, to our veterans, thank you for your service. Well, all season long, we've been telling you that the River Dragons really appreciate our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. And River Dragons broadcasts are brought to you in part by Country Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of the Columbus River Dragons. By Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Columbus River Dragons. By Zelmo Zip-In, the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. Air Force Heating and Cooling, the official heating and air company of the River Dragons. And by Wade Cleaners, the official cleaners of Scorch and Torch. Also, this reminder that summertime is here, which means baseball season's right around the corner. Don't miss any Chattahoots or Monsters action at Golden Park. Both teams calling Golden Park home this summer. Season tickets for the Chattahoots and Monsters on sale now. Head to GoHoots.com. GoHoots.com to purchase your season tickets right now. And renewals are underway for River Dragons hockey for the 23-24 season. Lock in your seats from this year with no price increase. A minimum $50 deposit per seat ensures you won't miss a minute of the action. Renewals are for active season ticket holders only right now and can be managed right through your iTix account. So the Zambonis got a little bit of business to finish up out there, and while it does that, we're going to pay some bills, and then when we come back, it'll be time to launch third period action here from the Columbus Civic Center as the sing-along portion of the intermission has begun with a little Take Me Home Country Roads. Hopefully the River Dragons are able to take this one home and close out this series tonight. They're up 5-0 after 2 periods of play. That's it for the Shredaway second period intermission report. We're back with more in a moment on River Dragons Hockey.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique Boat and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, vectorply.com.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
Columbus Diagnostic Center, the area's clear choice for diagnostic imaging. CDC Northside features the area's first and only 3T MRI, the most powerful MRI available, and our new 64-slice CT scanner, cutting-edge imaging that's available at both locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside. Technology with a human touch.
Welcome back for period number 3. We're getting ready to go. The officials have returned to the ice and have been appropriately greeted by the Columbus Civic Center faithful. Tom Callahan broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box as we get ready to go here in just a moment. And And now the River Dragons retake the ice surface. 5-0. Columbus in the lead. They led 5-0 after one, 5-0 after two. 20 minutes away from closing this one out. Can the River Dragons finish it off? Third period action is brought to you by IGH Properties, another fine sponsor of River Dragons hockey. Don't forget to tune in to the River Dragons Radio Coaches Show presented by Mike Costello Law every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on 106.9 Really Rocks, Columbus's Real Rock Station, and, of course, our radio affiliates. Coach Bichard joined by a different River Dragons player every week, and the River Dragons TV Coaches Show airs every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on WYBU CTN 16, replaying at 11 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Don't miss it. River Dragons fans, live now on the Dash app. We have an opportunity to snag an authentic River Dragons 22-23 season gray, game-worn, and signed jersey. The event closes at 11:30 p.m. April 22nd. That's tomorrow night. But I may not be reminding you tomorrow night if the River Dragons close it out tonight. Let's see if they can do it. 5-on-5 hockey to start period number 3. River Dragons rolling left to right in front of the Harvey Lumber press box. Pushing up. Here comes Motor City in with a chance and a diving block on the far side. There is Gill, got in front of that one. That's what you need to win playoff games. Blocking shots, laying out, sacrificing the body. That wins championships. Puck up the near side. Here's Fraser away with it. They'll get to center. In on the right wing side. Now they peel off for a change. Good short shift there for the River Dragons. 40 seconds in, they're rotating the personnel. And I'm sure that's a big part of the message from the bench. Keep it short. Maximum effort. On and off the ice. Here's Petrantonio turning it back into the Motor City end. Colton will send it around the wall out to center. LaBelle intercepts. He'll fire it back in. Has to because the River Dragons are offside. They tag up now. Petrantonio wanted to step in. Moore has a skate problem. Has to head off the ice. Puck turned into the slot. There's a chance deflected wide. Ends up in behind the net. Kyle Moore had something wrong with his skate there. Had to head off a little early. Left point, Suffredini with a shot. Tipped in front. They score. Suffredini's shot deflects, and I don't know if that hit Inger. Well, from the look of it, it did not. It's going to be Suffredini's goal, but it deflected off a River Dragons player up high, perhaps. But Motor City, just a minute and a half into the third period, gets a goal. Suffredini, his first of the postseason. I told you Motor City would not go quietly. That one, of course, the beneficiary of a deflection. That's a tough save for Colgan or any goaltender. Colton and Koash, the assist on the goal, minute and a half in. River Dragons are going to try to push back here. Aldworth spinning in, feeding it far side. One-time shot. Nice save by Babin. Getting over to his right. Aldworth with a great job getting that puck across the ice to Costello, who let it go right away, but Babin got over. Drawn to the right of the Motor City net. Puck in the far corner, man. Put it behind the goal, and blindly so. Gave it right to King. King cycles it, looking for Storjahan. He just wraps his man up. Man on the far side. Kelly knocks it out of the air, keeps the puck in for Columbus. Near side, here's Storjahan with it. Storjahan curling up top, feeds it to the far side. Kelly, bottom of the circle. In on goal, shot save made by Babin, hugging that right post. And away come Motor City. Cardinal, left side, has to tap it in past Rogers. Petrie into the near corner to help out. Puck tied up down there. 2-on-2 battle. Referee wants him to move it. You can hear him telling him to move that puck. It's still in the pile. Now pulled out. Nice job by Rogers. Feeds it over to Kelly. Kelly tried to move it ahead. Popped out of the air and knocked down the ice by Storjahan. River Dragons will change it up here. Ryder dumping it in. That's gloved down, and Gill getting it back. Fraser looking on the right side. Easy pass up the middle. Here's Petrantonio. Petrantonio drives wide, right wing. Cuts it up into the slot. A shot by Moore. That hit the D and is cleared out. Fraser on the right side. Takes the pass from Gill. Tipped in by Moore. Petrantonio closing, but the pass played away to center. Inger dislodged by Moore there with a poke check. Puck sent down. That should be an icing call. It is not. Inger on the left side. Curling with a shot. Koash. That is handled by Colgan. He'll hang on. Not really sure why that wasn't an icing call. You don't mind Neil putting the whistle away when it comes to the penalties, but hopefully that doesn't swing things the other way. And now Moore is looking out there. Was going to come off the ice. Now he stays out. A little bit of confusion on the change there. Little factoid for you here from Drew Peirce. Every game going on in the FPHL right now is a 5-1 game. There's a shot in on goal, sticked away by Colgan. So the River Dragons lead 5-1. Carolina leads 5-1. Binghamton leads 5-1. And Danbury leads 5-1. Pass at center, picked off by Petrantonio. He'll dump it in from the stripe. On the right side, here's Jemayev up after it. Swings it around to the right point. Vanelli in on goal. Babin save. Rebound cleared away on the near side. Boy, at this point, the River Dragons, if they can put the puck deep, make Motor City go 200 feet every time, that's exactly what they want to do. Rockers push in for a chance. Stopped in front by Colgan, and then the puck is tipped out of play. 4:10 gone in the third. 5-1 River Dragons in the lead. Shots 28-27 in favor of Columbus. Face off to the right of Colgan. Costello snaps that draw back. And Petrie will feed it around to Rogers. Tried the far side. Krupp trying to knock it out of the air. Puck in the slot. Backhand chance. Left pad saved by Colgan. Krupp again, a backhand attempted a clear cut off of the right point. Ends up on the near side. Down for the left point is Suffredini. His wrist shot blocked off Petrie's shin pads. And now flipped out of play. That's going to be a delay game call against the River Dragons. Costello's going to head to the box, and he knows it. And that's just a cut and dry penalty. Puck looked like it might have got up on edge on him, but you got to be more careful than that, unfortunately. .433 time of the penalty for delay game against Costello. Motor City, third power play chance of the evening. They're 0 for 2. River Dragons right back onto the first Franklin Financial penalty kill. Personal loans at the speed of life. Kelly up on the forecheck here will actually get to the puck first. Once again, communication between Babin and the D has not been stellar tonight, and a couple of times it's caused turnovers. Kelly right there able to eat some of that penalty clock. And now the puck turned over at center and sent right back down by Columbus. Well, they'll take it. There's a half minute off that power play already. 5-1 River Dragons. Ingert tried to dump it deep with a one-touch and instead turned it over to Rogers, who flings it down. And now Babin's going to play it himself. Around to Suffredini, both teams changing it up. Rockers cannot squander this power play if they have any hope of getting back in this game. Ryder wheeling in 1-on-4, curls up to the right side to the point, waits for help. Cross ice feed, Milam will take it off the dasher. Pressured on the wall, Milam backdoor, and there's a chance, but it was fanned on by Ryder. Right point, Miguel Diaz on it. To the right half wall to Ryder. Ryder cross ice, forcing it through the box. Cardinal all the way up top with it, feeds it over to the right point. Miguel Diaz with a wrist shot, blocked off Gill, rolls in on goal, and Colgan able to find it and hang on. And we get a little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the net, but there hasn't really been much of that tonight. 42 seconds left to go in the shorthanded situation for the River Dragons when we come back. 5:51 gone in the third. 5-1 River Dragons. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
IGH Properties specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at IGHproperties.net. That's IGHproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you as we are rolling through third period action, brought to you by IGH Properties. 5:51 gone in the third period. River Dragons up 5-1. They still have 42 seconds left to kill in the delay game penalty against Chuck Costello. Face off to the left of Brendan Colgan. With a win tonight, the River Dragons will wrap up this series. There's back to the point. A shot. Milam ripped it wide. He'll keep it in at the left point as it caromed all the way back up to him. Cardinal on it. Milam at the point, moving it over to the right side. Here's Miguel Diaz. Cross ice feed to the dot. Ryder, side of the net. Cardinal put it through the crease out the other side. Miguel Diaz keeps it in at the blue line. Coughed it up though down low. Vanelli off the glass and down. And now here's a chance for Moore. Moore up short-handed, scoops it up out of the left wing corner. Can he get a chance? He wraps it around behind the net, and Kyle Moore's just going to bank it back to the D. So as I was saying, if the River Dragons wrap it up tonight, that will be the end of the series as the power play is over. Chuck Costello out of the box. Another successful Abercrombie bonding penalty kill. And an offside. 6:40 into the third. That offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop. Online at oldschoolbarber.com. They're open 10 to 7 Monday to Friday, 10 to 4 Saturday. And they're the official barbershop of the Columbus River Dragons. Are your sides a little off? Book online anytime. Also, book your next appointment 24/7 through their Instagram and Facebook. I think I'm about overdue to get over to Old School Barbershop. Great vibe, very chill, awesome, good spot. River Dragons trying to push that puck out. Petrie on that far side wall, trying to just battle it over the line. Nice job by Motor City to keep it in on the far side. Here's a chance up top. There's a shot, and that one just wide of the net by Mann. On the far side, here's Rogers backhanding it to an open wing, chasing it down as Aldworth skips around to check into the corner. Ties up with Mann, swept around to the point, and unable to arrive to keep it in time as Costello, but he does end up with possession. We'll move it to Rogers. Rogers far side. A little too far in the lead for Wickline. River Dragons elect to go for the line change. 7.5 into the third. 5-1 Columbus. Fraser to King on the near wall. Puck to the line, not out. Suffredini putting it back in front, but it was coughed up to Kelly. Kelly, King in his skates. King will pull it back down, move it back to the D. River Dragons just doing everything they can right now to control the puck and grind that clock. Fired around to the right side. King will pick it up out of the referee's skates, and he'll just get it out to center. Once again, Motor City has to regroup. Suffredini on the left side, put it off King. Puck goes in. King chasing. Colton leaves it back off near side to Suffredini. So should the River Dragons close it out here tonight, they'll await the winner of Port Huron and Carolina. There's a shot in on goal. Colgan holds. Koash with a wrister from the right side circle. Right now, Carolina leads game one at McMorran Arena in Port Huron by a 5-1 count. Game two in that series tomorrow night in Carolina. Game three, if necessary, will come on Sunday. Draw to the left of the River Dragons net. Here's Gill. Played into the corner. Cardinal Try to flip it behind the net. River Dragons up the near wall. King will flip it ahead and down the ice. Nice touch by King. Not enough gas or icing, but enough to put it all the way below the face-off dots. Those are exactly the kind of plays the River Dragons need to continue making. Suffredini able to finally move it ahead onto the right wing side. There's a backdoor feed. Ryder cutting to the net, but Fraser took it away in front. River Dragons looking good and sound defensively right now. Jemayev up on the forecheck, pursues behind the net. Knocked down Suffredini. Puck stays in as he hooked it back. More. And now Jemayev will play it back out to center. Motor City to the change. Vanelli will push up the right side. Here's Vanelli curling, waiting on the wall. Right side. Kept in, more down low. Jemayev battling for the puck. Couldn't get a stick free. It's rolled back out to center. But again, River Dragons possessing. Kyle Moore, right side, leaving it off into space, wanted Petrantonio, and Vanelli pulls it back out over the line. Tried to send it back in. Moore is in there. He's offside. Motor City regroups behind its own net. This is exactly the game the River Dragons want to play. Tick, tick, tick. Let the clock keep going. Puck at the River Dragons line. Scoots free on the right side. Peirce, but that was taken away from him, and that roller jammed back down. Milam must chase. Costello watching him as he sends it around the rim. Gaudette to Milam. Milam curling on the right side. Banks it back. Gaudette in traffic at center. Left wing pass. And now a chance in front. What a stop there. Nice job. As Colgan got the right pad on that. Might have even caught a piece of the post there as the drive in and the cut across there by Conway. The puck rolls back in. Colgan will hold. But 9:32 to go in the third. 5-1 River Dragons, and this one looking better and better for Columbus. We'll take a break and come back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
When the River Dragons have a breakdown, the puck can end up in the back of the net. But when your car has a breakdown, you need a reliable tow partner. Trust the tow company the River Dragons depend on. Tuffy's Towing. Tuffy's tows many types of vehicles in the Chattahoochee Valley. Call 706-457-0985 for a quote or go online to tuffystowing.com. Tuffy's. We tow more than just cars.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you in the Harvey Lumber press box, counting down the time. 9:32 to go in the third. And right now, Brennan Colgan has an equipment issue here. Working on that left pad. Now, when this happened on Wednesday night in Motor City, Christian Pavlos came out to supervise. So Pavlos was out there, and I don't think he did anything, but he watched Colgan try to fix his gear the whole time, so he just kind of supervised the process. He was out there hanging out with him, and I don't know if it's goaltender encouragement. I don't even know if it's the same pad, but Pavlos was out there last time. He is not out there this time. He maybe just rooting him on. Hey, man, good job. Way to tie that toe strap. They're trying to get, looks like everything tied back up. It is the tie down of the left toe of the pad, it looks like, or is it maybe a skate issue? But that is actually an essential part of the goaltender's gear being tied in there to the toe of the skate. Because what it does is the hinge of the pad, the flexes, which is by, your ankle break, there's a heel strap for that, but then there's also that toe strap that ties it in, and it really keeps that little hinge at the bottom over the foot in tune with your skate movement. And that is pretty critical to have in one place. Now, as the years have gone on, there's fewer and fewer straps on the gold pads a little higher up the leg, and it looks like Colgan's almost done here. But everything in that toe assembly is just absolutely critical to tying the movement in with the skates. So goaltenders, pushing across, coming over, when they get that foot out there, want to be able to have that break in the goal pad by the foot and keep everything together. So Colgan has everything back together. Pavlos gives him a little blocker-to-blocker love right there. Now we're ready to get going again. Face-off will come to the left of Colgan. 9:32 to go in the third. 5-1 River Dragons. And whoop, here we go. We got a lot of pushing and shoving off the face-off. We have actually not seen much, if any, of that tonight. But Rotondi and Moore had to be separated by the linesman there before the puck was even dropped. I don't know if they're going to go at it or not here. Apparently not. Moore moving ahead with the puck at center off that draw. We'll fire one in off the mid of Babin. But boy, you don't want to wake the River Dragons offense back up here. They scored all 5 goals in the first period. It's been quiet since. But now Columbus, you know what? They did wake up a little bit off that. I feel there's a little bit of energy back where there wasn't. But honestly, the energy had been kind of quiet here in the building in this third period. Puck swept in from center by King, and Babin behind his own net after it. Rotondi out the right side. That'll be flipped around behind the net. And now the River Dragons look to move it ahead. Into the right side corner. Kelly chasing after it. Storjahan had a chip past him, but the puck right back into that corner. Suffredini trying to wheel away to the right side. Now has to curl back behind his own net. Kelly all over him. Suffredini leaves it behind the goal. 8:18 and counting to go into third. 5-1 Columbus. Here in this IGH Properties third period. River Dragons taking advantage of Motor City being offside as they regroup. Rogers right side to King. King looking cross ice. Pass picked off though. Well, Columbus doesn't want to start making those risky passes here. They haven't done it all game. This has been a very complete hockey game by Columbus. But they have to finish it out. Gaudette up at the line. Try to jam it through the traffic. Puck ends up on the left side with Peirce. Peirce turns it towards the net. Punched away by the blocker of Colgan. And now a centering feed goes down the ice. Babin's going to race out to the corner because Costello is moving up on the puck. Babin will swing it behind the net, near corner. Up the center is Peirce. 7.5 to go on the third. Peirce in over the line, turned it behind the net. Colgan on the backhand up the near side. Fraser onto the wall, Costello, and to the blue line just over. Motor City again on the regroup. McGill Diaz. Pass tipped away from Cardinal. Petrantonio on it. Had to hurry it out on the backhand. Did get it over the line. Motor City is offside. Nice job by Costello tying up Milam at the line. And now it does come over the blue line. And now a high cross-check from Milam on Krupp there, but they separate. Dump back in. Side of the net, here's Gill. Well, you just hope it doesn't kind of devolve here this late in the third as Krupp tips the puck back out to center. The River Dragons also, a key priority now, is staying healthy, in addition to staying disciplined. Here's Jemayev ahead to Moore. Moore ran into Conway there, and then the puck turned back the other way. There's Petrantonio at center, rifles it in over top of the net. Moore to the far side. Jemayev tying it up, puck kick to center. Petrantonio turning it back in. Knocked down, and that'll be played ahead. Well, they did say it was played with a high stick. The near side linesman waved it off, but the referee said nope, high stick. With 6:10 to go in the third, 5-1 River Dragons. And now the pace is slowed down to the point where you could time it with a sundial. But that does favor the River Dragons because the seconds tick off the clock at the same rate. Tied up on the near side, circle off the face-off. Koash behind the net, pursued by Storjahan. Trying to peel that puck away from him. Koash to center. Turned over to Kelly, but Kelly put it right back to Rotondi. Rotondi gave it up to Vanelli. Now back to Rotondi. Hot potato out there. Rotondi to the line. Man on the right side, rolling puck into the right wing corner. LaBelle tying him up. Played to the near side where Jacob Kelly will pick it up. That's the first hit we've really had in a little while here. Now poked ahead. Here go the River Dragons. A feed in front. Storjahan shot. He scores! Storjahan took an incredibly difficult pass off his skate right into a shooting position. He beats Babbitt low to the stick side. Storjahan's got the hat trick. 5.5 to go in the third. It's 6-1 River Dragons. Boy, it got a little quiet for a long time in here. Kelly will pick up an assist here, and perhaps King. As they scoop up the hats. Thank you, River Dragons fans. Well, you guys have been phenomenal all year long, and it continues here. .532 left to go in the third. Storjahan has his fourth goal of the playoffs, the hat trick tonight. It is Kelly and King, and boy, that line reunited has really come on. Puck at the side of the net, fought off by Colgan. And now that one will be wedged out. Boy, you love to see the River Dragons following through, finishing this one if they can. And they're not done yet. Rogers putting it ahead, bouncing it into space. Aldworth will swing it around deep. Wickline on the far side. He'll play it onto the wall. Krupp cycling it down low. Peirce after it. 4:22 and counting to go in the third period. Wedged out to center. Past Gill. Down it goes. Right now, the River Dragons, though, trying to take care of business. Wrap this thing up and await the winner of Port Huron and Carolina. Milam is ridden off the puck, and the wedge goes back out to center. And now we get a whistle in behind the play. More pulled down. And when we come back, a power play coming up. River Dragons up 6-1 with 3:46 to go in the third. We'll be right back with more in a moment. It's River Dragons hockey.
IGH Properties specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at IGHproperties.net. That's IGHproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
3:46 to go in the third. 6-1 River Dragons. Conway into the box for tripping. River Dragons back onto the Georgia power play for the third time tonight. They're 0 for 2. Petrantonio, Moore, Jemayeff up front. It'll be Fraser and LaBelle on the points. Pardon me, it's actually Costello. 25, not 27. Well, draw one to the near side. Jemayeff to the right point. Fraser. Fraser, right half wall. Jemayeff. Into the right side corner. A little bit of movement on the cycle here. Here's Moore. Moore to the half wall. To the right point. Fraser looking for a seam. Feeds it over. Costello. Back up top to Fraser. Rolled off his stick out to center. He is pursued there by Makema. Played it back along looking for Moore. Moore lost it. Motor City on the regroup here. And they've got to attack shorthanded. They'll feed it back. Milam scoots through a check there, and now it'll be sent on down the ice. Bouncing puck. Colgan at the side of the net leaves it. Thought about throwing it up the ice, but Fraser, right side to Costello. Back in come the River Dragons. They'll set up. Right point, Fraser. Onto the right half wall, Jemayeff tips it behind the net. Moore chasing to the far side corner. Petrantonio over there with him. Pushed back in behind the goal. Jemayeff trying to cut it off. Disrupted the clear. Ends up at the right point with Fraser. Fraser. Petrantonio on the right half wall. Petrantonio lost it in the skates. Cleared down the ice. Columbus will change up the power play unit. Motor City, the Killers as well. 2:27 to go in the third. 6-1 Columbus. Time ticking down to the River Dragons. Set to advance. Aldworth through center. In on the left side. Aldworth cutting in on goal to the forehand. He scores! Thomas Aldworth scores off the rush. A power play marker. And that is going to put the bow on this one. .17:45, time of the power play goal. Albert pushing up again, was looking for one there. There's Koash in with a shot. Save made. Colgan rebounded on goal. Colgan will hold. Time ticking down right now. That power play goal unassisted for Aldworth. .151 left to go in the third, and the River Dragons a complete performance here tonight against Motor City. There's a cross-ice feed into the corner. Motor City holding on. Still looking to push here. Trying to pick up another marker before it's all said and done. Vanelli to the right side. Here's King. King ahead onto the wing. That one banked in. Colton tried to clear. Storjan keeping it in. Into the slot. King lets it go to the point. Drive. Vanelli. And that's gloved down by Babin. Boy, I tell you what. Adam Vanelli can unload that puck. And he got absolutely all of that one. Stay tuned for our Pepsi post-game show. River Dragons set to wrap up the series here tonight against Motor City. 120 away from doing it. And the River Dragons will have our 3 stars of the game brought to you by Wade Cleaners. Puck in front, they score. And Lambden taking some liberties there. And here we go, a little bit of shoving, but they do score. Motor City gets another one. And Lambden, who's had a rough contest tonight, scores the goal with 1:12 left to go. Let me give credit to Motor City for not quitting. They continue to push. 18:48, time of the goal. Lambden a little solace. Face-off one back by Aldworth at center. Rogers to Petrie. Over to Krupp. He dumps it ahead. Wickline charging in, but he's offside. That offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop, the official barber shop of the Columbus River Dragons. Book your next appointment online 24/7 at oldschoolbarbershoppe.com. They're open 10 to 7 Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 on Saturday. You need to get your sides lined up? Visit Old School Barbershop. 1 minute to go in the third. And the River Dragons less than 60 seconds away from advancing. Here's a chance for Motor City in the slot. A shot. Colgan a right pad save, and the rebound swept past the near post. Rogers tried to clear that, hit a body kick right back towards Colgan. Rogers into the far corner. He'll leave it off for Petrie. Petrie has Ryder all over him, bodies him off, but the puck swept up to the left point, does not leave the zone. Miguel Diaz, now it's poked out by Krupp. He's up with Aldworth and Wickline. Krupp in on the wing. Oh, Wickline cooking a shot away. Got tripped down by the goal stick of the goaltender Babin, and the puck away to center. Turn back to the River Dragons end, and that may be our last offensive foray here. Petrie racing for a puck. He'll turn it back into the River Dragon zone, run the clock down. In behind the play, we get Krupp tussling, but that's it. The series is over. The River Dragons have swept the Motor City Rockers 2-0. The final score tonight, 7-2. Both teams will congratulate their goaltenders. And then, one of my favorite things in all of sports, the handshake at center ice. Credit Motor City. It was not their night, but they did not quit. They played hard right to the end. They picked up a late goal. And I know it's disappointing, the end for Motor City fans, but this team improved so much from the beginning of the year. They got so much better. They made some key changes, brought in some big-time personnel, and this is a team that has a good core going forward. And this is a competitive division. I don't think too many fans around the FPHL are going to give you too much of a hard time about the difference between the Continental and the Empire. The Continental is a hard place to play. So the handshake at center. So many of these players, they know each other. They've battled with each other and against each other. And the River Dragons with a 2-0 series sweep. So what that means for Columbus is that the River Dragons will now have tomorrow off. And Columbus now finds itself in the enviable position of knowing they're moving on before anybody else does. They'll await the winner of Port Huron, Carolina. Game 1 is tonight in that series. Game 2 will be in Carolina tomorrow night. And, in fact, everybody else is in Game 1 tonight. And some nice moments at center ice right now. Even Scorch and Torch go through the handshake line. You got to love that. And Costello and Babin talking to one another. And again, Babin, I have a hard time. I think he probably wants, 2 of those back out of the 7. But the River Dragons just found their corners. The River Dragons made good on their shots. And you know what? Babin's a heck of a goaltender. And a guy who I think matured a lot this year, too, for Motor City. And it was not an easy go for him earlier, in the year. Maybe even last year, just a guy who had a little bit more pugilistic intent, but is a heck of a goaltender, a big-time talent, and a name you're going to hear from, I'm sure, in the future. But now the River Dragons have won round number 1. And they salute the fans at center ice as they make the lap around. There will be more hockey here in Columbus. Babin doesn't want to leave the ice. consoled by teammates Lambden and Conway. And Coash waiting at the gate. The River Dragons heading off now. We'll have the presentation coming up of our 3 stars of the game. And that is brought to you by Wade Cleaners. 7-2, River Dragons win the final here tonight. So now, whoever does win Port Huron and Carolina, that series will start next week, Friday. If the River Dragons are the home team in that series, if it is Port Huron that wins, Game 1 will be in Port Huron Friday night. Games 2 and 3 here Saturday and Sunday. If Carolina wins, home ice advantage will go to the Carolina Thunderbirds. Game 1 would be here on Friday night. Games 2 and 3, if necessary, in Carolina Saturday and Sunday. And so we are just about to get our 3 stars of the game here, and I don't think it's too much of a stretch to imagine the first star. A hat trick tonight for Alex Storjahan, his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th goals of the postseason. That'll put him firmly, well, I shouldn't say that. A lot of other teams had a lot of goals tonight that I haven't checked their score sheets to see if they had anybody dropping a hat trick or better. But not bad. 4 goals in 2 games for Storge. And let's send it down to Dana Barker, River Dragons PA announcer, here for the 3 stars of the game announcement.
Tonight's 2nd star with a pair of assists, number 7, Paul Fraser. And no surprise, in the first star of the game, these youngsters who head winner for number 4 for the hat trick, Alex Storjahan.
And so, Storjahan will join Jaden Kruger down on the ice here for a 3 stars interview brought to you by Wade Cleaners. You know, if it were that simple, everybody would do it, wouldn't they? Win game 1, win game 2. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch, and a sensible dinner. Your number 1 star tonight, Alex Storjahan with a hat trick. River Dragons win it 7-2. We'll take a break. When we come back, Pepsi post-game show mode. We'll wrap up the scoring. Final look back at the out-of-town scoreboard. More coming your way in just a moment on River Dragons Hockey.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Announcing Wade Cleaner's newest location at 6801 River Road, located just across from the new VA hospital. This location has a drive-thru and is open 6 days a week. Tell us you heard this and receive 25% off your first visit. Wade Cleaners, since 1939.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragon's trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-press lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion and have a graphic designer on staff to make the logos or graphics needed to make your shirts unique. We pride ourselves on being able to deliver orders of any size at low, competitive cost with no minimum quantity. That's why the River Dragons trust the Jersey Shop for all of their uniform needs. Call 706-565-4245. That's 565-4245.
TV, Zelmo Zip-In, and Wade Cleaners. Now with a recap of tonight's action, here's Tom Callahan.
And welcome back here to the Pepsi Postgame Show. Tom Callahan here with you, and indeed, it is time to recap tonight's action. A 7-2 win for the Columbus River Dragons as they sweep the series from the Motor City Rockers and advance to the Continental Division Final. Who will they play? We won't know until at least tomorrow night, if not Sunday. They have to wait to see the winner of the Carolina-Port Huron series, which is just getting underway tonight. And we will tell you about that when we look at our Zelmo Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. By the way, River Dragons fans, to show our appreciation for your support during the season, we'd like to thank you by offering an exclusive 50% off at the Extreme Freestyle Motocross event taking place tomorrow at Golden Park. Just present your game ticket from tonight at the Golden Park box office tomorrow to receive 50% off. Showtimes are 1:30 and 7:30 p.m. at Golden Park. To the scoring wrap we go, and a lot of goals to tell you about. The River Dragons started it all off, and you know what? Kind of fitting. It's an Alex Storjahan kind of night. He has the hat trick here tonight, and he nets the first 2. It starts at 7:39. Storjahan, an even strength marker from Paul Fraser setting it up at the point. The puck deflected into the slot. Storjahan gets to the puck and is able to wrist it past maybe a bit of a surprised Trevor Babin, as it looked like Storge was going to have a stick tied up, but he was able to get the shot off very quickly, low along the ice. In it goes. It's 1-0 River Dragons. Well, then, less than 2.5 minutes later, Storjahan gets his second of the evening. Once again, Fraser in on the assist, this time along with Lane King, as the setup cycled around the wall on the right side, and Storjahan once again buries the shot, and it's 2-0. River Dragons are off and running. They score once again. So that goal at 10:01. Then they score again at 12:39, 2 minutes 38 seconds later. This time it's Josh LaBelle, a shorthanded marker on a feed from Alexander Jemaeff. His LaBelle, perfect shot over the glove of the netminder Babin, and that makes it 3-0. Then a minute later at 13:39, this time it's Jacob Kelly scoring on a breakaway feed from Jay Krupp. 4-0 River Dragons, but they're not done yet. Now, another minute and 21 seconds later, here's a breakaway goal for Josh Petrantonio with a feed from LaBelle. 5-0 River Dragons, and that's where we would stay all the way into the third period of play. Now, heading into the third, it got a little interesting. Just a minute and a half into the third, Suffredini scoring from Colton and Coash for Motor City, and they were able to make it a 5-1 game, but the River Dragons would then go on to close things out late in the game. Starting at 14:28, Alex Storjahan nets his third goal of the game from Kelly and King. That line has been absolutely tremendous since they've gotten back together. And Storjan knocks out the hat trick goal on the right side with a shot. And, the pass came across actually a little difficult to handle, but Storjan took it off his right skate immediately to a shooting position, let it go quickly, and it beats the goaltender Babin. And at that point, it's 6-1. Then at 17:45 on the power play, Thomas Aldworth, the speed of Thomas Aldworth makes this play happen. He starts out in his own end and goes end to end, left to right to left, back in front of the forehand as he cuts in from the left wing side. The right-hand shot able to tuck it past Babin at 17:45, and that power play marker caps the scoring for the River Dragons. Late in the game, 18:48, Lambden will get one back for Motor City from Milam and Peirce, but that's your 7-2 final. Shots by period, Motor City, 11 in the first, 12 in the second, 16 in the third for 39. River Dragons, 12, 13, and 8 in the third for 33 in the game. Power plays, Columbus finishes 1 for 3, Motor City 0 for 3. We'll take a break in the Pepsi postgame show. When we come back, a final look back at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. That's on the other side of the break. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Is that the sound of an ooey-gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Announcing Wade Cleaner's newest location at 6801 River Road, located just across from the new VA hospital. This location has a drive-thru and is open 6 days a week. Tell us you heard this and receive 25% off your first visit. Wade Cleaners, since 1939.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com. In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Back here in the Pepsi postgame show, Tom Callahan here with you. Thanks for joining us, everyone, as we take a final look back at the Zelmo's Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. It is a big 7-2 win for the River Dragons here tonight. Let's see what else is going on around the FPHL as all the other playoff series get underway tonight. And right now, well, this one now, final, Carolina 6-3 winners over the Port Huron Prowlers. So Port Huron comes back a little bit in that one. They were down 5-0 at one point in that game, but Carolina takes game 1, game 2 tomorrow night back in Carolina. Elsewhere, Binghamton about to wrap up a 6-2 win over the Watertown Wolves late in the third period of that game. And Danbury, 7-2, they beat Elmira tonight in game 1 of that series. In the NHL, we have 4 series underway tonight, 2 of which have already gone final. The Islanders punch back against the Hurricanes with a 5-1 win here this evening. 5 different Islanders scoring in that one. And now Carolina leads that series 2-1 after that Islanders 5-1 win. And now, meanwhile, Boston has just gone final and take a 2-1 lead in that series as they win 4-2 tonight over the Florida Panthers. And 4 different Bruins with a goal in that one, including David Pasternak and Taylor Hall, both of whom scoring their second of the playoffs. Just getting underway with a series tied at 1 between the Stars and the Wild. That game is scoreless with about 6.5 to go in the first period. And then just getting underway right about now, actually, Oilers and Kings. That series is tied up at 1 game apiece as well. That's our final look at the Zelmo Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here for the Columbus Civic Center. Dragons win at 7-2 over the Rockers. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain is your trusted plumber in Columbus and beyond. We go the extra mile to show up on time, diagnose your situation quickly, and get to the root of the problem. Blue Frog is here to deliver the right solution the first time, and we're available 24/7 because plumbing emergencies don't keep office hours. Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain. Less mess, less stress. On the web at bluefrogplumbing.com or call 706-887-6433.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
HydroLife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. HydroLife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. HydroLife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique Boat and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, vectorply.com.
And welcome back here at the Pepsi Postgame Show as we wrap things up. The Columbus River Dragons have wrapped things up. They win the series against Motor City 2-0 and now advance to await the winner of Port Huron and Carolina. The Thunderbirds winning Game 1 of that series. Game 2 coming back tomorrow night in Carolina. The Thunderbirds a chance to wrap it up on home ice. Port Huron could push it to a deciding Game 3 on Sunday. No matter what happens, though, the River Dragons know their next game will come on Friday. The only question is, will it be at home or will it be on the road? If Port Huron does come back and win that series, Game 1 would be on the road. Games 2 and 3 would be Saturday and Sunday here at the Columbus Civic Center. If Carolina wraps up that series for the remainder of the weekend, it would be the River Dragons and the Thunderbirds, and the River Dragons would start Friday night at home. Game 1 of the series would be here, but Carolina, with home ice advantage, would host Game 2 and Game 3, if necessary, on Saturday and Sunday. So that's where the River Dragons are right now, and Columbus with a big 7-2 win, a statement win here tonight over the Motor City Rockers. They sweep the series 2-0. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being a part of our broadcast efforts here this evening. And there's more River Dragons hockey yet to be played this season. And again, whether it's home or road, we know the next River Dragons playoff game will be this next Friday night, a week from tonight. One more time, your final score, the River Dragons 7, the Motor City Rockers 2. My thanks to my entire broadcast crew for bringing us the game here tonight, getting us on the air, and getting everything done as the River Dragons close it out this evening. We'll talk to you a week from tonight. You've been checking out Columbus River Dragons playoff hockey.
You've been listening to the Pepsi Postgame Show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show was brought to you by Pepsi, Air Force Heating and Air, Beam TV, Zelmo Zip-In, and Wade Cleaners. All rights to this broadcast are reserved by the Columbus River Dragons and PMB Broadcasting for the private use of their audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution or the descriptions or accounts of this game are expressly prohibited without the written consent of Ignite Sports and Entertainment and PMB Broadcasting. This has been a presentation of the Columbus River Dragons Hockey Club.
Let's rock. Back to the